after party. So far, and I've sent out a bunch of links, so other people expect them to be jumping in. We've got my good friend Pikachu the Gay Atheist, who has joined both Vagrant, Sam, and myself, who are also here, as you can see. So hello, everyone in the chat already, apparently, which is nobody right now, according to the number I got up. It's a 0, but that's okay. That's okay. That'll change momentarily. Don't you doubt that. Anyway, so we were just talking about how I've been dealing with this guy on Twitter about Hitler inventing atheism, which is just so fucking funny. Not realizing that atheism has been around since long before Hitler was even twinkle in his daddy's eye, so to speak. Which is just crazy. Oh, there we go. We got the amazing Wonder Lady who's joining us and has a awesome new little avatar thingy going on there.
Oh, it's actually an old one that
really?
I unearthed. Yeah. You know, you draw one, you draw another.
So you drew these ones?
Yeah, I draw my avatars.
Oh, that's skills, man. You got more skills than I do with a pencil. That's for sure. I'm pretty much stabbing people with pencils. That's how I work.
I don't understand that whole thing, because the ideology, when you look at it, the ideology is ingrained with religion. You know what I'm saying? In a way.
Ideology of what?
The ideology that Hitler had was ingrained with Christianity and
you just have to read Mein Kampf.
Shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you just have to read Mein Kampf. I'd say if I had to label Hitler, I would say he would be more a secular theist, maybe?
Yeah.
Or somewhat secular. Because he hated religion. He hated, like when he was baptized, I guess, as a child, he couldn't really do anything about it. But when he was confirmed as an adult, he literally hated to have to speak that shit. So, and as soon as he was confirmed and became, an eligible adult, he was out of it. He didn't even go to church or anything, but he still believed in a deity of some force, or maybe a secular-ish deist, I guess you could say he might have been. But he did consider God to be a real thing. And he always used to say, he's on our side, so we're going to win this, which ended up not being true. Good job, God. You didn't help him.
I always thought of him as a woo person because of all the fortune telling and star charts and things like that.
He did dabble in that some degree. He even to the point where he had one of those with the mandrake roots under his bed. He had one of those apparently under his bed where it was shaped like a human. I don't know why. I can't remember what those things are supposed to do for you, but
I thought it was a curse.
Really? Oh yeah, it might have been. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe he figured he could curse other people while he was sleeping. I don't know. But apparently he had one.
I only read fantasy and stuff. It could be anything. I mean, vampires glitter now, right?
That's right. All the vampires are glittery.
I mean, there's no way to verify whether it's a curse or not.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. All that stuff is nonsense anyways. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I have yet, or I'm probably never going to watch any of those fucking glittery vampire movies.
Yeah, no. Tried one and couldn't get through it. I think it was the baseball scene where they're in the rain and they had to time their hits with the thunder, so the thunder could like wash it out and normal people couldn't hear. I'm like, this is ridiculous. I'm going to do something else.
I got better things to do. Yeah, I didn't really care for it. Twilight was pretty huge though.
I'd rather watch The Devil is a Part-Timer.
Yep.
Yeah. I haven't watched that one yet, to be honest.
It's very funny. The idea that the devil works at McDonald's, come on.
Yeah, leave it to the Japanese to come up with that.
Sometimes you need a good giggle, and you can find a lot of great anime for that.
Oh yeah.
See the vampire in Bakemonogatari, Kishot, best vampire for me, for my money, with a close second by Alucard and Helsing.
Alucard's great. There's so many good animes actually, and I'm
There's
still
a lot of
catching
bad
up
ones
on
too, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, of course. That's you get that with just about everything.
Yeah, but the bad ones can be celebrated as well.
Yeah.
Depends, I guess. I noticed you had put in the chat on during the interview, Wonder Lady, Triple X Holic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started watching that one, and first of all, the art is really cool for that one. The way everyone's like super
Actually,
tall.
all the artists are untrained women. It's an anime company run and owned by women and all
Very cool.
female artists, and they've done other genres as well, not just like the fantasy or magic thing. But Holic is excellent if you think of it as modern day fairy tale.
Yeah, I can see that. I got through I think the first season of it, and it was like a take it or leave it sort of one, I guess. But I think I was distracted by Gurren Lagann at the time because I decided to get into that one while I finished that one, and then I got into that one, and I loved that one too.
Yeah, but I'm bad for getting distracted. So at the moment, I'm sort of short of the new series that I'm following at the moment. Like I'm trying to get through the a certain scientific railgun, certain magical index, like that whole sort of thing. Yeah, I think I'm on season 3 of a certain magical index, and it's fine. But I just want to get through because I think isn't it season 2 of Railgun that's airing at the moment?
Yeah.
Like that. I want to get back to, but I want to get through everything in between before I just jump to that. So
yeah, I got to finish Gunslinger Girl too.
That show is that's it. I haven't seen that in a long time. Like that was one of the last ones I was getting on DVD when I was actually buying the DVDs. It's a interesting show.
Yeah, it is kind of interesting.
I'm enjoying Radiant right now.
I have not seen that one.
I don't know about you guys, but I was just thinking about a book I have that I've had for a while, and just talking about reading though, and it's this here. And I was wondering if you guys had ever, thought about this book.
Never even heard of it.
What is it?
Well,
Logically fallacious.
Yeah. Over 300 logical fallacies.
I have an app for that.
It's written by Bo Bennett.
Oh, I've heard the name. I've not read that book though. Or I didn't even know about it.
It's more like a textbook. It's just basically logical fallacies explaining it, kind of like a dictionary almost.
Right.
Or a textbook sort of stuff.
No, the latest book I picked up was this one. How to Have Impossible Conversations. Peter Boghossian. So
I need to read more.
I think there's a fallacy book for kids that's actually quite entertaining.
For kids? Really?
Yes, it's what is it called? Something like Bad Arguments. It's like a child's book, but it's kind of like, it cracks open the door for critical thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just really cute.
Wow. You'll have to give me a link to that sometime, I think.
I think it's been out since I don't know, at least 10 years or something.
Oh, wow. So it's been around for a while.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's, I might be wrong. It could be like 5 or 6 years, but it's not this year. That much I know because it is. I remember the illustrations more than anything, and it's adorable. But
that sounds really interesting.
It's
yeah, it does.
2nd to 3rd grade level, and it makes a point about.
So I'll understand it then.
Bad arguments, but it's illustrated beautifully, and I can't remember who wrote it. I wanted to get it from my friend's kid, but she was just like, no.
Oh, really? I don't need my kids being smarter than me.
I was like, fine, I'll wait until they're older. Then you can't say. No, but it's just a really well illustrated book that I guess brings up the topic of fallacy and arguments, but does it in a really, really effective, cute way.
That's awesome.
Hmm
That's good. I like that.
Because by the time you're an adult, it's kind of too late.
Yeah, and you see the problem is too, a lot of public schools, even like the South and all that, don't teach logical fallacies. They don't.
No, of course they
Well,
don't.
from what I can tell in America, particularly, like it's a lot of rote learning and a lot of tests, as opposed to like teaching. Like it's not so bad, or at least it wasn't so bad in Australia, from what I've seen in America. But yeah,
But they don't, like in the adult ed, they don't even teach logical correctness at all. Period. And they're supposed to be teaching that, but they don't.
well, I know when I was doing my undergrad that there was this idea that no one cares what you think in undergrad. If you want to think, you need to be doing postgrad. Undergrad's about understanding what other people learnt, and then you go further if you want to actually think for yourself, which
But to go into like philosophical thought and then to get into certain areas in college, like you need to know how to write logically, etc., to be able to write certain peer-reviewed papers and certain other sort of stuff for entry into certain courses for, certain degrees. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not able to do that, that's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Well, even more if you know fallacies and things like that, you won't be able to be bullied as much. You won't make bad decisions as much. You won't be able to submit to peer pressure as much.
Yeah.
Unless it is actually a good idea. Maybe it is a good idea to go swimming at 11 o'clock at night.
the old positive peer pressure.
But I found the book and I put the link in the chat, and I sent a link to you, Neil.
I got it right there.
Take a look at some of the examples.
Bad arguments with little kid drawings.
That's pretty cool.
Little kid drawings, but explanations as well.
Of course.
It's got one page is look, there's a strange beam of light moving through the sky. I don't know what it is, so it must be aliens visiting us from another planet. Then the next page goes, argument. Set of prepositions named at persuade, blah, 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 blah. Proposition, premise, falsifiable, logical fallacy. So, I mean,
I love Andrew.
That's cute.
Andrew, you should jump into my after parties one of these days. Andrew's been sort of showing up in my streams now for a little while, and I dig him. He's awesome. Brandon Worrell was saying that we have room. Yes, we have room, and I did send you a link, you slacker. You should have seen that by now.
Aww.
Brandon's funny. And hello, Christina Rain. That's a new one. I've not seen you in my chats before, but welcome. These guys are going on about cougar porn in my chat, you guys. I don't even know how that was even brought up. How does anime spawn into cougar porn?
Oh, no, okay, that's not quite cougar porn, but yeah, my guilty pleasure at the moment, one of the current airing seasons is Interspecies Reviewer, but it's about monster girls.
Oh, yes, I know about the monster girls thing. Yeah.
Oh, it's hilarious. Yeah. Like, it is ridiculous, and without the censorship that's going on it's porn, but it's so funny. Unfortunately, I think it got taken down from the streaming services in America, so I think Australia and New Zealand's the only place you can actually watch it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be classified more as hentai than anime?
Well, it's like the comedy of it is the focus as opposed to the lewdness, but the lewdness is pretty significant as well. So, but the whole idea is that they just they go have yakiniku on a salamander girl who's just sort of naked, and they just cook the meat on her, and that's I would never.
Never think less of you. Whatever you drink, whatever floats your boat, it's all good with me.
Yeah.
And you sound like you were about to say something, Wonder Lady. So
There's another fallacy book for kids. It's called The Fallacy Detective. He's a dog. 38 lessons on how to recognize bad reasoning.
excellent.
It's a workbook edition. How cute is that?
Oh, it's a workbook.
that's
That's
good.
awesome. It's like some modern day Encyclopedia Brown with Brown
It's
or
like
whatever
Blue's Clues for like
for atheists.
critical
Proper-
thinking.
Yeah, like proper clues.
I gotta put the link in.
I think we
Sorry.
should get these books for the ACA library. What do you think? Maybe we should pick them up and bring them down there, so that these folks can bring, then have, kids that they want to teach about secularism and critical thinking. They can bring them to the library and pick up these young kid books. Yeah. I told Jamie that we were going live tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Jamie Boone, pardon me, who's part of the Talk Heathen group, and it's actually more focused on the nonprofits now, but they rebooted that. And he usually likes to jump into the Saturday night ones, but he has not gotten back to me. Let me bug him, because Jamie's good people, and he might want to jump in here. Mind you, he still hasn't even looked at my fucking message yet. But somebody like Jamie, I imagine, gets a ton of them. So
Yeah.
But I'll just let him know I'm live in an after party. If you are drunk and want to join.
Aww.
Him and I had so much fun. We were down there. He was the one that him and me were wandering around. What the hell? Join. It kept fucking correcting it to John for some reason on here.
Well, you'll have to have fun at the Faithless Forum for me, because I can't do things like that.
I know you hate that sort of thing. I get it. And it's too bad, because I'd love to meet you. But yeah.
Not in a room of like more than 3 people.
And believe me, there's more than 3 people.
I'm very tenuously wanting to maybe go to the Faithless Forum next year, so we'll have to see where we go. I haven't raised the idea with my wife yet, but I know she is open to the idea of America at some point. So
True. So he's just doing it to piss my off. That's funny.
We'll just have to get everyone to come here and go to the local Star Trek museum here.
So, did you see that? Oh, you saw that. I'm assuming you just saw that, Sam. Because
I was just typing it. But Please Teacher probably counts as a good cougar.
Oh yes. I remember that one. Blue's Clues is the best. Doorknob Head, you don't look like a Blue's Clues kind of guy.
Blue's Clues was adorable.
Oh yeah.
Until it got weird.
And my brother in arms, Mr. Randolph Richardson, has joined us.
Wow, what a fantastic introduction. Thank you. You're always great with words, Neil.
Oh, well, you put enough alcohol in me and I'm pretty much capable of anything.
Cheers. This is my water.
Except unassisted flight. That I still can't do. And I've tried. I've jumped off many balconies.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, that kind of flight.
Yes. Like Superman or something.
The
where you
flight
don't
that
need
can lead to plight.
You don't need anything. Yeah. Generally it does too. Broke my ankle. Well, I didn't break it, but I twisted my ankle pretty good one time.
How are you doing, Vagrant Sam, Pikachu, and Wonder Lady?
Oh, not
Good,
too bad.
I'm
That's
weird, as usual.
Yeah, but we knew that. We expect that, and we like that. Yeah, we were talking a little bit about that. The new what is it? The Great Debate Community? Is that what it's called?
Oh, yeah.
With
Yeah, I saw
Anti-Ordinary.
that one person made an alternative to it now using the same name.
Yeah. One person. We know who it is. And I think
Your show. I'll leave it to you to say the name if you want to.
Yeah. Well, we know who it is. Everybody knows who it is now.
Anti-Ordinary, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
just to sort of, I don't know. Well, she's never gotten along with Steve anyway. So,
Well, to be fair, she's not the only one who hasn't gotten along with Steve.
oh, I know that. Steve is. See, personally, I've not really had issues with Steve. I mean, I think he got the short end of the stick with the whole non-sec thing because Kyle
I agree.
pretty much lied to everybody, anyways. So
Yeah.
But
So,
yeah,
I've had conversations with him on Twitter, and it invariably turns into him doing name calling and all this stuff instead of actually supporting his arguments. So I've just kind of put him off for the most part. I don't take it personally, but I don't think it's a very intelligent way to debate.
Oh,
hello, Brandon.
Oh, no, Brandon, your mic's fucked, buddy. And Mr. Jim Majors.
Neil's getting all technical on us now, using those microphone terminologies.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. I'm just calling it as I see it. All right.
Yep.
Jim, buddy. Yeah, you should be in here too at some point, man. I haven't had you in one of my streams in a while. Yeah, dude,
If
you got to
need
fix that.
room, I can duck out.
No,
Wonder Lady, I like your new picture.
You're not going anywhere, Wonder Lady.
Okay.
You have a nice picture, the new one here, Wonder Lady.
That's actually, it's an old one.
Did you draw it too?
I don't have any ink.
What's
Very
going on?
nice.
No.
I like the shading on it.
Hello, person behind Pikachu.
Oh, that's
Oh, they're on the phone. We're interrupting them.
yeah.
Hey!
Hey.
That's my mom.
Oh, it's your mom.
Yeah.
Hi, Pikachu's mom.
She was talking with her sister because her sister was looking for ink for her printer or whatever.
Sure.
Hello, Pikachu's mom and her sister.
Yeah,
I got a few pens you can empty if you want.
No. It's some, I don't know.
All right. Let
Friends
me
from
just
Canada.
Yeah.
Let me just send Mr. Majors a link here.
I found another fallacy book.
Yeah.
The
Did
amazing
you?
Dr. Ransom's Bestiary of Adorable Fallacies.
Okay, that is the best name so far.
David
All right.
Worley did a good video recently on fallacies. He rushes through them all really quickly, so he covers them all in a short period of time. It's
Hi,
a
Chris.
good one to take a look at.
All right, Jim, I did send you a link. Daily Atheist says, hello, Vagrant Sam. Or hi, Vagrant Sam.
Hey, Chris.
Chris, he does such a good show in the mornings. If you guys aren't subscribed to the Daily Atheist, you really should be, because if you're stupid enough like me to be up that early, you can watch the shows.
I don't wake up early at all.
Well, I have to be
late
at
enough
work.
in my side of the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's yeah.
Well, Atheist Pastor often joins him, right, as a co-host, right?
Like
and I've been on one.
Our Friday, or his Friday show finishes just as the Daily Atheist starts, and I think I'm penciled in next week for Thursday or Friday. So,
Oh, awesome! You're going on. Chris is fun to do shows with. He's got a great sense of humor. And what's the matter, Wonder Lady?
Nothing.
Yeah, I didn't mean to say anything wrong. It's just I'm usually somebody who wakes up like around 11 o'clock Central Time.
11 o'clock in the
Yeah.
evening. You're a night owl, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, scouring the internet for your conspiracy shit, right?
No, not that.
Okay. I'm just giving you the gears, brother.
Yeah. What do you guys feel about those new stadiums that the NFL's building? The one in Los Angeles and the one in Las Vegas.
And what's this?
Oh, I just wanted to find out what Vagrant Sam
Oh,
thinks
it's the
about
flat
this
Earth,
map of Australia seeing the world.
what the?
As if it's it's from your guys' perspective.
Yeah, we have to have the international perspective here. It's very important.
Well, true. That just looks weird. Sorry.
It does. It does. It does.
Now we've heard it from Australia.
It makes Australia look like a saddle. That's what it makes.
It does, or like a lamb or something, or like some sort of like livestock.
Yeah.
You know, if you look at China on the map, it looks like a big chicken.
It's the flat Earth model, but it's not round.
Oh my goodness, the flat earthers are just like I still to this day I'm like, how can anyone even think that? It just blows me away.
Being in Australia and having flown some of the routes that they think are impossible, it's like, no, you're idiots. Like it's
Yeah.
Well, what gets me is some of these flat earthers, they claim there's a conspiracy among all the pilots to keep flat earthers off of piloting airplanes so that there won't be any actual proof of the Earth being flat.
Well, it's like, like you were saying, Sam, like there's some flights. I think there's at least 1 or 2 flights that fly directly from New Zealand to Chile nonstop without going to the United States.
Because it's easy.
Yeah.
So I used to be a travel agent, so I used to constantly be booking people that were from South America back home straight through to South America without stopping at LA. Like that, it's not uncommon. And there was the opposite direction as well, where people would go from where I am, Brisbane, they'd stop at Perth, which is still Australia, and then straight to South Africa, Johannesburg. Like it just doesn't make sense on anything except for a globe, because otherwise that stretch of water is huge.
Yeah.
And then you got the problem where you have planes that are flying over
Understatement of the year.
You have the problem where planes are actually flying over the South Pole too.
Yeah.
Or around
It
the
sounds
South
like to
Pole.
me that some flat earthers need to file some discrimination lawsuits.
yeah.
Well, they just need to go on those bloody tours to like the Antarctic. Like just go to South America and book a tour. They cost like 20 grand, but hey, it's there.
You think flat earthers have 20 grand?
Oh, there's Flat Earth Millionaire. What's his
Well,
prize money that he's trying to give away?
To me, if there's a flat Earth millionaire, then they would have no problem proving that the Earth was flat with $1 million. Easy.
Well, no, there's a guy that there's a YouTube channel called Flat Earth Millionaire, and I forget what his prize is. But I mean, how many flat earthers have put out money?
The last book I linked for the fallacies, written by a Christian.
What?
Oh.
And it says on the back of the book that he's bragging
Evolution of
about
the
going
fallacy?
toe to toe with Christopher Hitchens and several angry and pasty mobs of the intelligence blah blah bones were broken. He wrote this in order to break fallacy arguments.
That really seems like a fair fight going toe to
He
toe with
doesn't
Christopher
call it-
Hitchens.
He
He
doesn't
should have
call
like
it
done it while he was
critical
alive.
thinking. He calls it clear thinking. Because
Oh
you
my God.
could end up with a ragged hole drilled through your skull and eggs freshly laid in the base of your spine. You have been warned. It's about fallacies. This last book, someone needs to do a video on this because
I was just thinking, like, debunk video, hey.
yeah, it sounds like it is totally going after
Well,
the
you've heard of that.
fallacies.
You've heard of that. This world turtle idea that the Earth is on the back of a turtle, and that turtle's on the back of another turtle, and somebody asked that person, said, "Well,
Turtles all the way.
What's at the end of it?" And he
Turtles
said,
all the way down.
"Turtles all the way down."
Yeah.
That's
That's
a
okay.
Pratchett quote, is it?
Turtles, rah, rah, rah. Oh, no,
But how big is that turtle?
It's about.
it doesn't matter because there's a whole bunch of them.
I think I
It's
got a
4 times the
picture of
size
that
of the
turtle.
elephant.
No, I think I've got a picture of that turtle here. Here we go.
Hey, Joe. Nice to see you show up to one of my streams. Joe Henkel, who, by the way, is a believer, but him and I get along just fine, you know.
Neil, I got a picture.
Yeah, I
picture
see
of
it.
the turtle.
I see it. I'm not finished talking. But Joe is another example of how people who don't believe can get along with people who do believe. And Joe's he's a good guy. He's a super cool guy. And I hope that when I start to do my other series after the summer, I'll be starting up another series where I'll be talking to believers. And I think I'm going to call it Convinced. And I'm going to talk to believers about what convinced them that gods are real and why they believe. And now I will show the turtles all the way. Yeah, because I think it's, it'll be along the lines of what do you call it, like a street epistemology type show. But I'll be talking directly online with people about this sort of thing.
There's something. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
There's something.
I just want to say real quick, Sam. I watched your most of your interview with Neil earlier, and before that, I was wondering where I'd seen you before, and I'd actually one of your videos had popped up on Christian hip hop and whether or not they were bangers.
Yeah.
And I just want to say that I enjoyed that video. And you're a prior, you used to be a Pentecostal, correct?
Yes, Assemblies of God in Australia. I'm not sure how that translates into America. Assemblies of God is the designation in Australia, so I'm not entirely sure how that translates across to America.
Right, but still full gospel, believed in the baptism of the Holy Spirit and all that.
Yep, full gospel, speaking in tongues, faith healing, all that sort of stuff.
Well, cool. Welcome to this side of sanity.
Yeah, right. It's been nice.
So far.
Yeah, so far. Well, see what you were saying just before, Neil, about like getting along with non-believers. One of the ironies of like where I've been. So when I was at Bible college, one of my friends in high school, and he's still one of my best friends, he was a Satanist. And
really,
Satanist, paganist. Like he was fully into it. Like
Satanists are considered pagans.
So. Yeah, I'm just not entirely sure how he identified, and so. But anyway. And so he had an Anglican background, but went into that side of like paganism, Satanism. And recently I found that he's actually gone back to Christianity. So I've moved into atheism, and he's gone back to church and believes in God and had some sort of revelation and stuff. And so I've sort of very gently investigated why he has changed now. And so, like, as you say, like it's great to be able to have the relationship with people that have different beliefs, so you can actually stay
absolutely
open-minded to ideas.
One of my professors is actually a Seventh-day Adventist, and we get along really great. We talk to each other, outside of class and curriculum, and have really interesting and fight-free conversations.
Yeah, this is what gets to me. Yeah, this is what gets to me about the things like what I was talking about in my video is that. About woke scolds and etc. Going after scolding people in different communities for not being progressive enough or for being this and that. And the thing is that I even said is that even atheists, it's sometimes like, Dawkins and all that, get put on the marker for scolding Christians for being this and this and this. And the thing is that we see the idea that the idea of scolding anybody doesn't do shit.
Well,
this whole thing
I want to change the sort of interaction between
you want to get them to critically think about things.
Like, what are you scolding them for?
Yeah.
It's about more proper discourse. Yes, I was just going to say actually something very much along those lines. I mean, if there's harm involved, then, act appropriately. But if it's just casual conversation, there's no need for that sort of.
Well, sometimes we can't.
But either way, if whether it's too harmful or not, anything that causes divisiveness is bad. Whether or not it causes real immediate harm.
By the way, into harm, because divisiveness is harm.
Yeah, I agree, but not everybody would agree. Some people think that divisiveness, they're actually, by segregating themselves, they're actually keeping themselves from that which is bad.
Yeah.
Well, I had a nasty conversation with a little old lady in a grocery store because she was shaming me for not going to church.
No, fuck.
And
Shame on you.
And I said, "Oh, I'm sorry, but I'm an atheist." And meanwhile, she's saying, "I'm going to go to hell," and blah blah blah. And I said, "Excuse me, you're
I'm not afraid of your
very, very rude right now because you're threatening me with some kind of punishment, and I'm not saying to you, you're wasting your life with this shit."
Yeah.
So if I can be polite about your beliefs, you better back off on mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever happened to turn the other cheek, anyways?
Well, And which church? Like, which was it? Is it only her church that would be good to go to, or would she be happy with you going to any church?
I don't know, but she just looked at me.
That's a good
said,
question.
I hadn't thought of that, sweetheart. Next thing you know, she's like love bombing me, and I'm like, leave me alone.
Oh,
she love bombing you?
Yeah, but like I know her, Stella. We talk about books now, and she won't bring up Jesus. But like I had to put her in her place. It's kind of like it's weird. You get into a conversation with someone, they're like, "Well, you're not allowed to curse." It's like, but we're not on the same.
Yep.
Think of me as someone from a different culture, honey. You know, can you just back the fuck off?
Right, but then again, I'll take a passive aggressive Christian over a straight up asshole.
Hey, Jen.
Yeah.
There's part of me that doesn't see the difference because I'm especially being told to obey, especially if the person I'm talking to is a man.
But the thing is that no matter who you are, if you look at the peer-reviewed evidence that is put out by either the APA or by any psychiatric organization, they
laugh at the peer review thing, right?
Yeah, they do laugh at it, but they tell you that people get more ingrained. Yeah, people get more ingrained in their beliefs.
I was indoctrinated because I was raised atheist.
I've had that kind of thing too, but not from 8-year-olds.
They'll laugh at the peer review process, but they have no problem saying that there were 500 witnesses to Jesus' resurrection.
Yeah.
I think
which they can't demonstrate.
Matt Dillahunty was mentioning one of his one of the ACA episodes, the Atheist Experience, something about how a number of Christians have set up their own alternate peer review that works on their own standard, and he was making the point that the peer review is only as good as its peers, and it's interesting. So now they can make the claim that they have peer-reviewed evidence for God and things like that.
And it means nothing.
Yeah. Well, it means a lot to them because they put a lot of money.
It does.
Yeah.
But if they don't use this, if we don't find them on this particular website, then it's bullshit. All right, just keep that in mind. The Clarivate Master Journal list will have anything that's a reputable journal. You guys might want to write that down because if you ever go up against somebody,
if
spell check the title there, that title spelling hasn't been peer reviewed, has it?
If it's not on God's top 10 website list, then it's not good.
Yeah, you're gonna have to make a fix for them there.
Just do that. All right, just shut up, okay?
You'll forgive me, but
it's kind of like
there. Shut up, goddamn Canadians.
I guess you could throw around the term.
I apologize.
Even though I hate to do this because obviously I only seen the movie 1984, but the thing is, you could basically throw around the term newspeak for all of this because basically that's what it is. They're making up. They're subjectively determining what the process is, and not I mean, it's basically that's what it is. They're subjectively saying 2 + 2 equals 5,000 instead of 2 + 2 equals 4.
It's a core part of what helps maintain the indoctrination, because one of the first things that you'll learn is that persecution is proof of you being faithful, and then they define anything that is someone disagreeing with you as a form of persecution. So if someone says, I believe the earth is, billions of years old, or the universe is billions of years old, and then the Bible doesn't say that, well, you're being persecuted because they're telling you something that's wrong. And then they just have started to understand words differently, and that's how they can get around peer review and scientific facts, which don't even get me started on their stance on climate change. God
damn Canadians. Oh yeah, climate change is another one that the people that deny this shit is just like, are you serious?
God's in control. Don't you worry. Humans can't do it. Only God can change the weather. He is in charge of the seasons.
Right.
And fundamentals that do believe in it believe that it's caused by homosexuals.
Oh,
well, earthquakes are caused by boobs.
I see we try this, you guys.
You've heard of the boob quakes, right?
Let's do this. Oh, sorry. Well, we can't see Jim because he's not live. So we could all simultaneously. Right, we'll just have to imagine Jim's doing it.
Well, I mean, you should automatically assume that I'm always stroking it.
Well, aren't you?
That's what default behavior.
My mustache, that is.
Right.
Oh, I forgot to say, we better do that again.
Yeah.
There you go. People just suddenly come into this right then, and they're going to be going, "What the fuck's going on here?"
It only gives the illusion that we're almost at the conclusion of a really, really deep thought.
Yeah. My deep thought is, yes, I do want some more cereal. Or pizza. My roommate right now is making beef stir fry. So
nice.
I can smell the garlic and hoisin sauce through the door right now. I'm like, bring it.
I'm just picking a few hairs underneath my lip here.
the few that actually grow. Is that what's going on there? You can stroke your eyebrows if you want.
Yeah.
Oh, I see another Randolph picture. Oh yeah, these guys have contests every year. These guys.
This is amazing.
This is insane.
The beard causes earthquakes.
No, boobs. Boobs cause earthquakes.
No, the beard causes earthquakes.
I'm okay with that.
Fucking newspeak. The beard causes earthquakes.
That picture looks like cotton candy past its for sale by date.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure some of them actually motorized their beards as well, so I wouldn't be surprised if that windmill turns.
Yeah, they got to be cheating. There's got to be popsicle sticks in there or something.
Probably a lot of gel.
Right? I mean, I use enough wax to make a janitor blush, but I mean, I don't think I could ever make it do that.
Like what Maya said, what's wrong with a bunch of grown men all stroking it at the same time?
That damn thing.
Oh boy. Where's this going now?
This was all consensual, and I don't think anybody has a complaint. So,
yeah.
I'm sure the video is set as not for children, so we're all good.
Hashtag still stroking it.
Still, that's one of the reasons I'm not allowed in Safeway anymore. But anyway. Jim, now that you're here, sorry, Pika, hang on one sec. Jim, now that you're here, you're coming to Faceless Forum again, aren't you?
The one in Austin?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm planning on it.
You lucky
better get tickets, man. Because
yeah. So I saw they just recently went on sale.
Yeah, and they're almost sold out.
Why are you looking for a roommate or what?
Oh no! Believe me, I've got Beelzebub and fucking BBA Bible Belt Atheists who are going to crash in there. There might be room for one more, but
it might be. You had too much fun last time.
Well, you know, you're a wild man. What can I tell you?
I'm a wild man.
You're a wild man. Yeah, you did. I know. It's kind of teasing.
You guys are going to have so much fun there. That's great.
Oh, it was so much fun last year. This year's going to be like twice the amount of people this time. So it's.
I know it might be dreamy, but it'd be nice if they could do virtual tickets and like stream some of it.
I have all the wildness of a wet kitten.
Well, that can be pretty wild, man, because they like to shake it all off and run around like crazy because they got wet.
Pelt around the house.
But that's kind of like some of the girls I dated. I mean, anyway. I do know that I'm stoked that I get to be on the panel this year. That I get to actually be one of the speakers, which is pretty fucking cool.
Really?
Congratulations. That's really awesome.
Dude, that is awesome. I'm definitely coming then. Congratulations.
Yeah, it's pretty cool that they thought of me. Well, Drew, also known as Genetically Modified Skeptic, told me they knew last year that they were going to add me to the roster this year, but they just didn't tell me. Yeah,
that's so cool.
Well, I'm not going to say that they have something against me, but it seems like they have something against me.
They don't have anything against you, man. Don't worry about it. I think, let's consider
they seem like good people.
Yeah, the first year they had Atheist Republic there, and I guess it was your breakup with them that may have soured them. But since then, you were there last year, and nobody had a problem with you. So
yeah,
there you go. But we know that Atheist Republic won't be doing it again. It's kind of like Godless Engineer. It doesn't seem to want to be involved with it anymore. So,
right.
shit happens, right?
Why doesn't a godless engineer want to be involved with it anymore?
I think they were there for the first year, which is 2018. I didn't even know about it till it was already over. Otherwise, I probably would have went down for that one too. But I guess just some differences of opinions on how things should have went. And that's as far as I know, and I can't give you any more details on that because that's pretty much all I know. The GMS is not going to try to convert me to veganism.
Well, he'll try.
I do have a plan though, and I've spoken with. There's two people that are involved with the Faithless Forum that I have not had on my show yet, except for Alex, who's Cosmic Skeptic, but that'll happen eventually at some point. But it's also Rationality Rules and Matt Dillahunty have yet to be on my show. Both have already said that they would. And I'm thinking of doing, as part of my panel part, I guess, or I'm going to be on part of the panel where we'll be doing Q&A and stuff. And I'm talked to Thomas already and some of the other guys, and we're going to see if I can make a little bit of a segment where I do a quick deconversion story, just so people can see what my channel's about and how it's done with Rationality Rules. So he says I'm game right away. He said that when I put that out there.
That's going to be awesome. A live deconversion story.
Right. And I might be able to do that. Yeah. So I'm hoping to be able to do that. It may not happen, so don't get too excited because there's a lot of shit going on for FF. Joe found your Christian hip hop video, Sam.
Hey, fair cop. Some of that stuff I think is still genuinely really good. There was some stuff that I was actually listening to for fun afterwards.
That's going to be offensive to somebody, Randall.
Oh, yeah. You were talking about vegans earlier.
Yeah, I know. And you've got like a meme for everything. I could talk about zippers and you'd probably have something. He's like, oh, I'm on it. Yeah, you and everybody else, Andrew. You and everybody else. I don't normally giggle, but when I do, it's at a doorknob head comment.
Of course.
Oh, fuck, doorknob head's funny.
Well, the thing is, you can't help but offend some people. If you try to please everybody, you're not being yourself.
Yeah.
As long as I'm only offending people that are offended because I don't do something they want me to do, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about the different workshops yet, Neil?
I do not. Not yet.
Is there a charge for those?
I don't know. I do know that the big after party and the two dinners or the dinner and lunch are you need to pay for. That's I think in total, if you're going to do everything there that weekend, it's going to be around $400.
Ooh.
Yeah. Of course, being on the panel, I don't have to pay shit for that, but I still have to do my flight and my hotel. So.
One more reason why I can't go.
I still would have went regardless.
Saving up for a new stove.
Are you?
Yeah, stove would be important.
Yeah.
Yeah, stoves are good if you're hungry.
I need a
Beats
new
building
stove.
a campfire in your living room.
My dryer no longer works. And
what?
My
but right now
died.
you could put shit outside and freeze dry it, couldn't you?
Yeah. I could. But I've been using my shower curtain, so that's okay.
You've been wearing it, or like you haven't been able to do laundry? I don't know. I wouldn't.
No, I'm
clarify
doing laundry. I'm using the washing machine, but to dry it, I've been using my shower curtain rod.
Hanging it up. I gotcha.
Yep.
Okay. I thought you were wearing your shower curtain because you couldn't do laundry.
Oh,
those things
that would be really funny.
Well, it depends on the shower curtain, I guess.
No,
one of the periodic table.
Yeah, I want one of those.
Mine's a psycho shower curtain.
Oh, yeah?
Sweet.
Yeah.
Orla would like that.
Mine's pretty clear, so I would probably get arrested if I walked around in it.
I just got a glass door on mine.
Yeah, you always see cats that come in when you're watching in the shower and you're in a glass door and they're like, holy shit, dude, all that water's all over you, and it's so slippery in there, and you're dancing on a slick surface beside a glass door. What's wrong with you?
Well, when I go to have a shower, my cat, the first thing she'll do is run into the shower and sit there, and I've got to chase her out so I can turn on the water.
Why? They like water, don't they?
She doesn't seem to be completely against it. So
some do. You're right.
She must.
Sometimes I'm tempted to. Yeah, I'm tempted to turn the water on a little bit and see how
she reacts.
She'll tolerate it, but
mine used to love it.
Puddle and stuff. Yeah,
my cat Lucifer used to fucking love it. He'd sit in there, and I jump in and I do a shower, and he'd be in there right away, and he literally almost pushed me out of the way so he could be in the water stream.
That's awesome.
Well, I know my dog. He just goes in there and eats the fucking soap.
Ew.
Yeah.
Well, so much for punishing him if he says a bad word.
He goes in there and eats the soap.
Pardon me, barks a bad word.
The other dog won't go. Sammy, the other dog, she won't go in there and do anything. But Tua, you go in there and eat the soap.
Some private chat shit here going on that I just noticed. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's expired.
I can't load the. I can't load the regular chat, so I got the stream on my other monitor. And
so you don't see all the people in the chat making fun of you?
No,
that's too bad.
I had the stream on one monitor and the stream on the other monitor as well. So
look at you bragging about. Look at all my monitors. You guys have monitor envy yet?
No. Yeah.
Pikachu. That was hilarious that your mom was in the background.
Well, on my I got the stream on my other monitor, and the other stream is on my laptop. Actually, my MacBook.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got just giving you the gears. You're an easy victim, Pikachu. What can I tell you?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you eat it up like crazy, and that's what I love about you.
Yeah.
You're good with it. And me too. I love it when people make fun of me. I think it's hilarious.
I don't mind it either.
Shit. It's fun. Why not?
Like, take the free advertising. Why not?
Sure. If you can't laugh at yourself, you got no right to laugh at anyone else.
Yeah, you got serious problems. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm hardly ever reading chats.
That's all right. Oh, yeah. Chris, the Daily Atheist, has to go to bed because he has to do his show at stupid o'clock in the morning. So,
what?
Yeah. He does
Is it like 6 a.m. local time or something?
Yeah, 6 a.m. his time. 5 a.m. for me, which is when I start work. So I'm usually about 10 minutes into his stream, I pop in. So.
Yeah, I heard that.
Hey, Geo Sam.
I was going to say something to you, Neil. I heard that your quarterback for Seattle, he gets a lot of donations from Safeway, and then uses that to fund his charity to go to hospitals in Seattle and visit different people within different hospitals and so forth around there. And I said, that's some pretty big deal, you know?
That's the best I've got for the zipper one, Neil. It's a no go.
You just had to fucking find that, didn't you? He's like, challenge accepted. And he came through. I'm like, yeah. Bravo, sir. Bravo.
Do the best I can.
Yeah. Russell, you talking about Russell Wilson?
Yeah.
Seattle Seahawks quarterback, QB. Yeah. He's known for doing a lot of really cool shit. Andrew has now apparently realized that Doorknob Head is his dad.
Aww.
For real?
No.
That'd be funny if it was real.
I'm liking this Andrew guy more and more every time he's in my stream. And I think it's fun because I think in the chat, you guys, we have a good time when we do this, don't we? I'm pretty sure.
Always.
We have a great time. And yeah, I mean, fuck, where have we go? We've gone all over the place from talking about anime to the Seahawks, for crying out loud, to help me out here, people, to
Flat Earth.
zippers.
Flat Earth, yeah, zippers.
Flat Earth. yeah, flat Earth. Yeah, you just never know what's going to come up. That's why I always put those little warnings and stuff in the thing below, like, fasten your seatbelt and grab some popcorn because this could be a wild ride, as they usually are. And I have all you guys to thank for this, by the way, because all you guys have been on my shows multiple times, and I'm glad for that, because it sure beats watching me sit here and dribble on about bullshit. So,
oh, you
we
do
can all
just
do that
fine,
together.
It's so easy to make fun of the Catholics.
Where'd Jim go?
Jim. You know what's actually funny is that some Catholics think that the Pope that's there now is the first anti-Pope in like nearly a couple hundred years.
The anti-Pope, wasn't that have you seen the new series about the Catholic?
Well, I've been watching it, but I haven't watched it. No.
I hear it's pretty funny.
Which one?
I was about to say it's the one on SBS, right? But that's an Australian TV network. So
Yeah, but it's the what do they call that? Fucking.
it's just called The Pope.
I think so. And isn't he's like gay or something? I think, isn't he?
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of something else. This is like some mature drama thing.
Oh no, because I'm talking about something where it's
Like a
got
pope
drama.
came to power that wanted to give things to charity and sell off assets, and they conspired to kill him and replace him with another pope that was less Christian.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah.
You're thinking about Godfather 3?
Yeah.
No. It's definitely called The Pope.
Yeah.
I think it's on season 2 at the moment.
They have some stories about some of the popes, but some of the stories about the popes, you can't always trust everything that goes around, because half of them, like when the popes that they say are bad, you can't trust that they're actual true stories, because they're usually controlled by the Catholic Church.
Yeah, the problem there is the Catholic Church.
Yeah.
Yeah, were they bad, or were they bad for the Catholic Church?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I have a little guitar? Mark Caesar wants to know if I have a little guitar. I used to. I sold it, and it wasn't little. It was an average size acoustic guitar. But I don't. In my band, I don't do any guitar playing. I'm just the singer. I'm the guy that hangs out with the musicians.
There was something else.
You're talking about the young Pope? Is that what you're talking about, dude? This one?
I don't think so. I've only heard about it from my wife. I haven't actually seen it. So
Well,
I
that
just tried
guy
to
looks
Google
like Ben
the Pope
Shapiro.
and realized there was an error.
The guy on the cover of that book looks like Ben Shapiro.
That's not a book. It's just a poster for the movie. Or for
Oh,
the series.
okay.
Yeah, there was something I saw too about what's going on in the Catholic Church right now. They almost had us. They were on the verge of having a schism just over this sex abuse scandal, and having a new anti-pope actually become come about because of the sex abuse scandal stuff. Just through the college, the cardinal stuff, they could have had one come about.
That whole situation is abhorrent.
Yeah,
it is just such a terrible thing. They've got systemic problems there. They've been molesting children, boys and girls, and I've read some news articles in recent years that they've also been raping nuns, and some of them get chained up into the basements of the churches and are chained up there for months at a time and getting repeatedly raped before they finally get away from it. So I wonder what else we don't know about that's going on with the Vatican. They're a pretty creepy group of people, the way I see it.
What's worse is that
I'm afraid
was the guy that I was talking about was.
I am afraid
the person who would have caused this was one of those popes was one of those people who didn't want the church to do any reforms at all, who was pushing the idea that the church should not do any reforms, period. And the church didn't do any reforms.
What, Medici Pope?
No, I'm talking about now.
Oh.
It was one of those cardinals that was just like, if they reform, we're going to go off and then, create our own new pope aside from the pope that exists already,
I could do a couple verses if you guys want of stuff you haven't heard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Neil, are you okay with that meme?
Which meme?
The one that Inquisitive Quandary made of you?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
I have not seen it because I'm concentrating on this and not in Twitter.
No problem.
But Andrew was asking me if I wanted to share a couple of verses of a song or whatever. I could do that, but it wouldn't sound the same without the music behind it. Randolph's heard all our stuff, our recent stuff.
Yeah, a lot of it I've heard. Yeah, and you guys are great. Actually, I like hearing you, and I think it's pretty cool. You take a bit of feedback here and there too.
Oh yeah, always. Because we want, ultimately, I want to have a product, we'll say, that people are going to enjoy, right? So if I get criticism or feedback or whatever, I always take that into account and rejig things accordingly. So
that's from Inquisitive Corner.
Oh, this is in regards to the Dawkins shit that's been going on. No domain for you. 1 year.
That's amazing.
Hey, send Dawkins my way. I'll chat with him.
Yeah, you were saying that. That.
We'll get him off your back too.
Well, we do a song. I could sing a verse of it if you want. That's about letting go of religion, and it's literally called "Let It Go," but not to be confused with the Frozen tune.
Yeah, that's a good one too. Yeah.
Right. Actually, I've got we moved our jam times to Sunday fucking mornings now because we can't seem to get together except for that time. Because everybody works nights. My guitar player, my drummer all work evenings, and my new bass player, he works odd hours as well. So it's really tough for us to be able to get together and jam. So we've decided Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. to 11 is the only time we have left to do this.
It's a grand little church.
Yeah, we'll have music church. Oh, what's this now?
This is my response to Inquisitive Quandary. Because we've been talking about the Catholics. Yeah.
Kind of disturbing.
Yeah.
It's what's disturbing about it is that they won't do anything about it, and then if they do something about it, I mean, even though I hate them and I wish the church would just be gone, the thing is that they're still willing.
Yes.
They're not willing to do it the way they should.
Yeah, they want conformity, and they tell you that they give you some kind of celestial threat if you're not going to conform. It's a peer pressure tactic.
Yeah.
With a peer that's not even there. And then part of the problem too, you've got people like this Bill Donahue guy or John Donahue, Bill Donahue, who's a supporter of them and making excuses for them, and he's got a big audience. I've got a picture of him up now. He's and he's not their only supporter. There's lots of people like this guy who are out there, probably not as rich as this guy, but they're all promoting it and they're saying, oh, the church is not like that or whatever. They're pushing it aside and they talk about all the good things about it that they think are good, and the church has a lot of people involved. I think you see this big split going on in Ireland where a lot of people have left because they were hit really hard with all the child molestations.
This kind of shit makes me angry that murder is illegal.
Yeah.
Because these are the fuckers I'd want to take out.
There's a lot of people who feel that way. Mm-hmm. And the church is very fortunate that there is a legal system. And ironically, it's the very legal system that they're moving people who work for them, their various clergy, out of the reach of jurisdictional reach of the law, so that they can, and then they say they're going to handle it internally. It's not an internal matter when what you're doing affects society. So I think the church is dead wrong on that. I think what they're doing is unethical, immoral, and if this is what God inspires them to do, that's just further another nail in the coffin against their God.
See, what they're really lucky about is that it's a systematical thing. In the U.S., it's a systematical thing because of the laws, and then in other countries, they're lucky because the state, owns the church, but at the same time, they have to conform because the state owns the church, and this blah 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 whatever. But in the United States, and the problem is that for them, what they don't realize is that if the law didn't do so, and then they said that, oh, wait a second, we want, we're going to find you out of existence. All those big ass properties that cost like $3, $4, $5 million, those, cathedrals and shit that they have that were around for 200 and 300 years that cost, $4 and $5 million, like I said, they would find them so fucking much that literally the church would have to sell all that.
Well, that's what happened in Rhode Island. There's a lot of churches that were sold because of the child molesting charges and the legal fees and things like that. And when I was living in Rhode Island, a lot of the churches there had become apartment buildings and were bought and were being used as other type of buildings. So that's already begun in some states.
Dude, what the fuck, Pliskin? What do you mean you're homeless? I hope that shit turns around for you soon.
Oh, yeah, that's terrible. So, fortunately, we've got good people out there like Tom Petty here, who's, I love what he says here. If I was in a club and I found out that there had been generations of people abusing children, and then that club was covering that up, I would quit the club, and I wouldn't give them any more money. And this is the attitude everybody should have. But sadly, so many people don't have that attitude.
See, this is why I was saying to Neil before the stream started about Mikhail Bakunin and the quote that Mikhail Bakunin, socialist, anarchist, whatever, said about destroying God, is that if God exists, and this is from the perspective of the church, which is what the quote was originally stated. If God exists, then it would only be necessary to destroy God. And the reality is the church exists. In reality, it's only necessary to destroy the
church. So Tom Petty is still alive. No, he's not.
Yeah.
But that was funny.
Hey, Randolph, what do you think about what I was saying there?
Sorry, the audio broke up a little bit for me there, so I missed part of it.
It would be only necessary. It's only necessary to destroy the church.
To solve the problems?
Yeah, necessary to destroy the church or to destroy elements like that.
I think destroying the church
and destroying things like that.
Well,
I don't understand.
I'm not so sure, because I think destroying the church wouldn't be enough. Would need to be changed. What happens to all the property and all the gold that they have, and their hidden museums underground and all this kind of stuff. I'm serious. What would be done with all that? I wouldn't be surprised if part of Adolf Hitler's painting collection is stored in their secret basements. It's like they had such a good relationship with them, and a bunch of that stuff went missing. So, I don't know. I think that stuff needs to be taken care of somehow. So who would inherit that? Where would all that wealth go to? There's all kinds of different things, like decommissioning a church. I do think that what at the very least needs to happen is that the Catholic Church needs to be stripped of its influence and its powers, and that is not going to happen as long as they remain wealthy. So it's when you're talking about taxing them like crazy, that's one way of working on that. But because they're wealthy now, they will lobby the politicians behind closed doors, and they will get they'll get exceptions to that made so that they won't have to pay all that. That's what it is now. It's going to be a very, very tough uphill battle to accomplish that, I think. They're like a big mafia, the way I see it.
It's not that we have to destroy them. We just have
I don't think they need to be destroyed. I think they need to be. I think they need to grow up. I think they need to have some proper lessons on ethics and morals. Look at what happened with George Pell and all the hassle that was to get him charged and all that, and all the fighting they did against that. It's where are they putting their resources? Shouldn't they be putting their resources into helping people? They claim to be good and they claim to be helpful to society, and yet that's what they're defending. A guy who admits to it, a guy who thinks that abortion is a worse crime than molesting children. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Their priorities are way out of whack with modern times, and I would say they're not even appropriate in medieval times. This stuff. Imagine if you're living in medieval times and you're getting treated the way that they're treating people now by them. Are we going to feel any different? It's still a horrible experience.
Yep.
So I totally throw that in the trash. This whole argument that, oh, well, it's a different time now. Back then, that was acceptable. No, it wasn't acceptable then.
It's never been.
Yeah.
And Rush Hour, a word of advice, although I agree with you, to claim that there is no God, it always carries a burden of proof. When you make a claim like that, you have a burden of proof.
Yeah.
I agree.
Tell people that you are unconvinced of the alleged evidence that any gods exist. That's what I do.
I will flat out say there is no God.
And how do you
you're willing to
demonstrate
carry that onus of proof?
But how do you demonstrate that? Right? You say there's no God. Knowledge is always demonstrable. So how do you demonstrate that?
And so anybody who
I have never been convinced that magic exists.
Me either. Well, I was actually convinced at one time, but anyway.
I watched Scooby-Doo, so I was never convinced.
But I mean, it's like, this is what bothers me, and I get the whole burden of proof and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But if someone comes up to me and says, the Eiffel Tower is coming down and I get to sell the parts, so do you want to buy the Eiffel Tower? And I go, I don't believe that the Eiffel Tower is for sale, even though when it first went up, it was supposed to be a temporary thing.
Yeah.
I don't have to really defend the reason why I don't want to buy that object. I'm not buying it.
Yeah,
I'm not buying it. And maybe it's because I was raised this way, but in all the presentations for all the God beliefs that I've heard so far, it just sounds like bullshit.
Yep, I agree.
I think there's a colloquial way of saying there is no God, which we treat many claims in a way where, no, I don't believe there's a unicorn, I don't believe there's fairies, and that claim is fine because there's not a concerted culture that pushes back against us.
Exactly, because really, do I have to prove that I don't believe in every mythical thing that someone can think of?
Okay, you don't have to prove that. And what Neil was doing was applying proper skepticism by saying, when you actually make a claim that something is the way it is, or isn't something, there is that onus of proof. He's bang on about that. What you're saying is that
it's like saying citation needed.
Yeah. What you're saying, Wonder Lady, it sounds to me like is you're saying that you aren't believing it. You're not making the claim that it actually definitely doesn't exist.
No, it actually doesn't exist, just like the olive monster doesn't exist and leprechauns don't exist,
but
the fairies don't exist, and what do you call it? The fuzz bunny monster under the bed doesn't exist, and
Dust bunny.
I could sit here.
Have you seen Big Comfy Couch?
The mud monster doesn't exist. The teabagging devil doesn't exist.
Well,
what do you call it? The over enlarged scrotum.
Yeah, I get that.
Fairy doesn't exist. You could go and make up all these creatures.
To the level.
You could make up all these creatures. It may sound weird.
But there's a distinction here. There's a distinction.
Wait, I'm not done.
Okay, I'm after you.
A lot of people have been raised in religion, and God is a household name.
Right.
But the thing is, to someone like me, It's just the same as a leprechaun.
Right.
It really is bullshit.
Mhm.
There's no like, oh, how do you know that's true? you
So-
know.
There's a distinction here.
Ooh.
There is a distinction here. There is a spectrum of this claim that something does exist, and at the other end of the spectrum, a claim that of the opposite, that it doesn't exist. Those are
that
both
could go
claims,
on
and as
for infinity.
Neil said, they both carry a burden of proof. And so when somebody says, I don't believe, they're not actually saying that doesn't exist. We're just saying we don't believe in it. We're not making
except
the
for
claim.
Randolph, I'm actually saying it doesn't exist.
Yeah, okay.
Because I all the mythical monsters that we could come up with, Voldemort, do I have to prove that he doesn't exist? I don't believe in Voldemort.
There's
I know
more
he's a
evidence for
character
him
in a
than God,
book.
anyways.
I know he's a character in a book, but sincerely,
I can tell you,
there is so much bunk in the world. If I have to spend the time proving that something that is obviously bullshit isn't real,
having a burden of proof and actually being required to prove something are different things. They work hand in hand. So
I know that.
So if you want to, like, for me, I don't believe in Voldemort because I know it's a story from the Harry Potter series. So you're not going to get any contest from me. I'm not going to be challenging you on that claim. So you'll be fine with most people. But if you come across somebody who does believe that Voldemort is real, but if you do come across somebody who does believe that Voldemort is real, and you want to convince them that your claim is correct, then you will have to satisfy that burden of proof if you want to change their mind. That's all.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem. You're talking about characters like fairies and unicorns and dragons and Voldemort and stuff, which we know.
And God and Jesus.
All of us. No, hold on. I'm getting to that. We know all of that is written in fictitious books of fiction. They're fantasies, Lord of the Rings, that kind of shit. We know all that stuff, and that's pretty much accepted across the board as being a fiction. Yeah. Whereas stuff like religion, we're talking about deities that are actually believed to exist. None of them believe that dragons exist. Well, there are some actually religious beliefs that do actually bring them in. But anyways, you know what I mean? Like these aren't deities are thought to actually exist by humankind for centuries. Probably 50,000 years plus, we've had some form of a deity belief, at least religious ritualistic behavior. And
yes, and we
pretty
also
much
have
ingrained.
We have put lead in our wounds. We have vaporized mercury and inhaled it. We have put urine in our eyes. We have believed since the Roman Empire that cut up onions will prevent the plague, and sleeping in sores is a good thing. And before we had germ theory, we thought disease was carried by bad air. However, if you put all those things, and counted the years that we believed in nonsense compared to the things that science has brought us, modern medicine is relatively new. Honestly. Yes, but the thing is, we have more years and years in tradition circling bullshit than we do the actual, what's going on.
And one of the
to me, God is one of those things like cut onions in a bowl.
Yeah, and the difference.
No more Voldemort names. But, oops, I did it. Oops.
Joe is hilarious. The difference, though, the only difference that is fundamental with Voldemort versus Jesus is that the number of people who actually believe that Jesus is real is a lot higher than the number of people who believe Voldemort's real.
Argument for popularity or something like that.
Sorry?
Argumentum ad populum? Is that
what you're
talking about?
So
more people believe in God, it doesn't make it true.
It's another fallacious.
There's a lot of people who don't believe in vaccines. That doesn't make them not work.
That's right.
That's right.
So the thing is, if we're going to talk about, there's a burden of proof to prove that God doesn't exist. Well, I think if we're talking about Yahweh and we're talking about the Christian God, there's enough internal inconsistency in that story that we can demonstrate it to not be true. You only have to go to the triomnies of an omnibenevolent, omniscient, and omnipresent God who does not act in that way, and that's proof that it doesn't exist. And like that kind of gets away from, the burden of proof isn't exactly on us because the premise itself is flawed. The only time I can see the idea of God not being demonstrably or something that can't be proven wrong rationally is when the claim is so nebulous and so just non-specific as the claim itself is pointless.
Like
there's something.
And but the premise is for the proposition that this deity is real. So all we're doing is we're saying there's a flaw there. So we're rejecting that. That doesn't mean we're stating the opposite. It just means we're rejecting that whole proposition that there is a deity. There's
something that I would like to point out that I normally do often point out, and this is the thing that you have to look at the dictionary definitions, and then what you would do is you would define this. You would take these dictionary definitions and you would apply this to the natural element of the world, the natural elements of the universe. And you would say, well, if everything in the universe is natural, if we can define that everything in the universe is natural, then...
Well, show me a way that it would.
Yeah, we would have to,
Yeah, that's the definition.
Well, the thing is, the dictionary is just a measure of how we use the word at
currently
this time. Etymology will bring us back to the original definitions. However, it's still just a measure of a society's usage in a period of time. And that's why dictionaries are useful, because then we can all figure out what we're all talking about.
I mean, even then, though, it's better to talk to the other person and say, what do you mean when you say God? And what do you mean by the word exist? Because the dictionary might not be what they're thinking or how they were taught.
Well, the dictionary,
part of the whole having to like prove what do you call it? The position is there is no God, honey. To me, having to prove that, well, I can't prove that because it's not there. So, glossing it over with friendlier language so that I'm not caught in a verbal trap, it doesn't matter to me, because I've heard so many arguments for magic men that honestly I just sit there and shake my head. And a lot of times I've heard philosophical debates on the subject and people having their positions. I'm thinking, well, that's a weak position, and in order to have this conversation, someone has to pretend or at least give in a little bit that the God thing might be possible, and it just makes me bite my thumbs because I'm trying not to scream.
Oh, I'm not saying that we need to give in that it might be possible. I'm just saying that we're dealing with the proposition that there is a deity, as Vagrant Sam had just described, and he pointed out the premises have flaws, and so if any of the premises have flaws, then it's a trivial matter. Just reject the proposition. They'll have to come back and try again if they want. But that doesn't mean we're necessarily accepting the opposite. It just means we're addressing just that one proposition.
Yes.
No. I'm just talking about the arguments that I've heard that actually require some leeway.
Just have faith.
In order to have the conversation.
What do I say at the end of all my streams? Come on, man.
I mean, because
faith isn't knowledge.
No, but you can sit there and you can infinitely make up monsters and magic.
Oh yeah, I can do that till the cows come
fairy tales, but do we have to disprove everything?
No, we don't. It's not our responsibility to do that.
Some things
are their responsibility
to prove it's true. We know some things. Like this is kind of dumb because some things we just know aren't real. Okay, we just know, right? And because the same thing with deities, really, in my mind. I'm with you on this, by the way, Wonder Lady. Deities, in my mind, don't exist because none have ever shown up out of the blue anywhere to demonstrate their existence, just like no fairies have, just like no leprechauns really have. These are stories of fables and mythologies and fictions from our human history. And gods are just among there with them. You think about it, you've got angels, you've got demons, you've got genies, you've got dragons, you've got fairies, you've got closet monsters, you've got boogeymen under the bed, you've got all kinds of stuff that we make up.
Well,
gods are among those, in my opinion.
Jon Snow, and I'm not talking about a Game of Thrones character, I'm talking about the doctor who proved that cholera was coming from the water and not the bad smells.
Yes, I know the guy you're referring to, yeah.
Okay. Jon Snow had the worst time proving it.
Yeah, he did.
Absolutely proving it. And they wanted to blame tanners and et cetera, and the thing is, it's like they had some proof that smells were connected to bacteria, but they didn't know about bacteria. What others may perceive to be a god, that's a seagull shedding a feather on a windshield, and someone claiming that an angel did it.
Someone should make a troll religion. That's what Andrew said.
Didn't they do that with like the Jedi on the census?
I thought that was a flying spaghetti monster.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Pastafarianism.
Pastafarianism.
We're all saying it now. Come on, everybody else say
it. Fairies do often have to live in the closet. Why? Oh, I see.
There's that colloquialism with it.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. No, they don't. Well, they shouldn't have to.
Mythologies can be
he's poking at you, Pikachu. Fight back, buddy. Fight back.
See, the one problem I have with the things that you're saying, Wonder Lady, is that basically in this universe you have billions upon trillions of different stars. You have
trillions is more accurate.
Yeah. You have
quadrillions is actually probably more accurate.
Probably even more than that. And you have, what is it? 9 billion people here on the face of the planet Earth. You probably got much, 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 much more life than that knows how to speak than just what lives here on Earth and can be able to speak a language. So the de facto idea of percentage that there might be, say, anything under the sun or anything in this universe that can be conceived. Doesn't matter what it is. Either it's the name Voldemort or it's the name Yahweh. Anything that is named blah 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 blah. It doesn't even have to be the exact same thing that is in the book. Can exist. So something can exist that is Voldemort, and
we're not supposed to say his name.
The exact Voldemort, huh?
He's Sauron.
I don't think.
If it doesn't go by description,
yeah.
If it doesn't fit the Jello mold,
I'll be right back, you guys.
That we insist upon, then it's not the thing that people claim it as. It's still not God. And humans tend to measure language and things by human standards, but I would say that almost every animal that makes a sound on this planet has its own language.
Yeah.
Just because we don't understand it doesn't mean it's not real.
Yeah.
But on those standards, though, if we don't recognize other squeaks and squawks as languages, how could we recognize a superior being as being God if it doesn't fit the shoe?
That's the thing. We can't.
It doesn't work.
Well,
it just doesn't work, and I don't believe in magic.
Well, that's the problem that Christians have. We can't. And that's why if we ran into an alien or alien species right now, the problem is if they thought that it was God and they thought that they examined this alien species, started playing the case of being their God or whatever, to do whatever, maybe infiltrate the planet or do whatever sort of stuff.
I'm sorry.
crazy things that whatever comes out of the woodwork, they would think that it's their God. Yeah, but that you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then someone would yell out, "It's a cookbook."
They would, yeah, but you see what I'm saying? They would see that.
Yes.
They would not know how to define. They would not know the difference between. They would not know the difference between the alien and their God. Period.
Someone would have to yell out, "It's a cookbook," though.
Yeah.
In order to reveal the lack of magic.
And they still wouldn't believe that all of a sudden, oh, it's a cookbook. It's this, it's that.
But people believe in bad air. People believed in bad air.
Yeah, of course they did, man. They also believed the dirt had shit in it too, and
poop smeared poop on you of different creatures could cure you of various things.
Of course.
Oh, and
I used to use that name for my name on the internet all the time.
Crawling inside a dead whale, getting yourself buried in dead whale flesh could cure you of various diseases. Do you know that one too?
Mm-hmm. Never heard of that, but
look it up. It is true. They used to do that.
That's exactly why I always thought this. Now, if you ever think of the stuff like Independence Day, if we ever got invaded by species from off of this planet, then they're not going to do like Independence Day and come destroy whatever. No, they're gonna do like
Mikey.
They're gonna pretend like they're the god of the Christian God, or they're gonna pretend like they're the Hindu God, or they're gonna pretend like whatever,
Of course you did, Mark. I put a microphone beside it.
I was disconnected at the time, so I didn't hear it.
That's all right.
ASMR.
No, I was saying that if we got invaded by some kind of species from some kind of life from outside of the earth or whatever, that life would pretend to be one of the gods from the different religions.
I reckon if they were far enough advanced to do that, they would just use their technology to get whatever outcome they're after. I don't think they would worry about the charade.
They wouldn't have to pretend to do anything.
Yeah.
Night SS64.
I mean, think about the way we treat other primates.
What are you talking about? I treat other primates just fine, thank you.
I'm talking about human race.
No.
Not individuals.
All right.
Yeah. Orchestrating dog fights and stuff and all kinds of other cruel acts. It's horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, IQ. We're full up in a minute.
Oh, IQ can have my seat. That would be okay.
Are you sure? Because I thought that all this hanging out with us was keeping you warm.
It is keeping me warm. But I also don't want to hog it. IQ is good.
All right.
Unless we, do we have... Yeah, we have 6. So if I step out, give someone else a chance. But, I made my position
if this is clear. Making it... If this is helpful if this has been therapeutic for Wonder Lady, I'll gladly step out to be helpful there.
I will concede, Randolph, that your position has merit and a point, and if you want to call that skepticism, that's fine. But I think I'm using a different paintbrush.
Probably.
Oh yeah, and I didn't mean to disagree with you. I'm just trying to point out what Neil was doing.
It's not a disagreement. It's just looking things from different angles.
Yeah, and I think what Neil was doing was applying skepticism evenly, and I think there's a lot of people not comfortable with that because the best way to apply critical thinking and skepticism is to do it as objectively, impartially as possible, which means you need to apply it to your own views sometimes too. And
right.
all the
Neil
time.
Neil is a lot nicer than I could ever be.
Oh, you're always nice.
No, I'm not.
Mikey's blending into his background.
You've been lovely.
From what I've seen, you're always nice. Yeah, Mikey's looking all high tech there now.
Yeah.
No, but like Neil, you were so much nicer than I could ever be. and you are so much more fair, and you're willing to listen to people. But when it comes to things like magic, I want to move beyond that.
I know.
As fast as possible. Right? You know,
and I think there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's good. Why waste our time with silly ideas? We need to move beyond them. I agree.
I was 8 years old. We were sailing. I was with my friend and her grandfather, and he found out I wasn't Christian, and he wanted to baptize me in case the boat went down.
Can I baptize you in beer one day?
And I'm sitting there going, oh, don't you even pretend that stuff works. Because one, if you baptize me, my mother is going to break both your freaking legs, and that'll be that.
If the boat goes down, just say a prayer as you go under the water and call out.
I want to address this real quick. Mark, actually, people volunteering to desert your stream, is it a good thing? It is when I have a room full of people wanting to be a part of the stream, and these people are very willing to give up their spot so someone else can pop in for a while. So I would call it a good thing.
I don't want to dominate.
Some people are into that. Don't
yeah, I was just gonna say the same thing.
Well, honey, if that's the case, meow,
don't
meow,
count your chickens before they've hatched.
You get an email about a dinner about that recently.
Meow meow.
Meow meow. We can talk later.
Well, Mikey, it looks like you've just turned YouTube and StreamYard into a dating service. Congratulations.
I only did that with one sentence. Wait till I finish this drink.
Who says magic? Yeah. Who says magic isn't real? Mikey can do that with one incantation.
Look at that.
He's drinking something green by the looks of it.
It's invisible.
By the looks of not of it.
Mikey's wearing a real life actual invisibility cloak.
Yeah.
Well,
we were talking about Harry Potter earlier, so no Voldemort, but here's evidence of an invisibility cloak. Wow.
No, this is evidence.
You keep saying that Voldemort world. I thought we weren't going to do that for Joe's sake.
That's amazing.
Oh, sorry, Joe. Sorry about that, Joe. Hey, look at that. The cloak actually works.
You can kind of prove that house elves, exist because, like, all the little women in my family do housework. We're.
Oh, look at that!
It's kind of cool, though. I didn't know you could do a Chrome key on StreamYards.
That is neat.
Yeah, there's a new option, I think.
It's new.
No, but
he's just a floating head now.
If IQ's coming in, I will duck out, but I will be in the chat.
Let me put Neil's room back together here.
Joe appreciates our humor.
Oh, Robert, you're adorable. No, but
I didn't even realize my shirt was green until I got on the thing. I was like, oh shit.
I'm blending into you're like a chameleon now. You're kind of just blending into everything.
I'm like Hollow Man, except for less creepy.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Mike,
the night is young.
Yeah. You demonstrated the invisibility cloak concept perfectly, by the way.
As long as you're telling me not to get on my knees and obey because I'm supposed to be the dominant, everything will be all right.
Back to the meow meow stuff, is it?
Meow. I go in for the cheap laughs.
It's time for you to be famous.
All right.
I'll talk to you soon. I'll be in the side shot. So behave.
Lovely meeting you.
I will argue from there. I will argue. All right.
Okay.
Bye-bye. And I do love the One Piece flag. Yeah.
Thank you. See you later.
Oh, really quick. Which is your favorite boat?
Oh, the Thousand Island Sunny.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Come on.
Bye.
Bye, Wonder Lady.
Whatever the Khaleesi was using to sail across the narrow sea.
What the? I made him a sub. Brilliant.
Circle gets the square.
Yeah. Oh my God, Mikey, I use that terminology all the time. I'll agree, and circle gets a square. And people always look at me like, huh?
That's because we're old, Neil.
Yeah, well, there's that.
Well, I'm an old soul.
How's it going, IQ?
You want to see a dead body.
How to do?
It's about time you fucking showed up.
Yeah, late as usual.
I know he's been in the chat the whole time. It's okay.
I've been busy.
What you doing, IQ?
Oh, finally at a stopping moment.
Are you?
Well, the wife is out of work, so I have to work doubly so.
Right.
That's how that works.
Telling me about that. Yeah, kind of. Is there any improvement on the horizon in that respect?
Well, no.
Just say, no.
Actually, when I really break it down, overworked. I'd rather be overworked than underworked. So at least the employment is available, and all I got to do is just jump from like my usual 60 to 65 hours a week till about 90 to 95, and that kind of helps clear everything. So, you do what you got to do.
I don't get
Fuck
that
one.
Squash nuts.
Okay. You've had much better than this one.
That's that's they had the dominatrix stuff going. I thought that would be funny. So
I get you.
Well, imagine being the grocery store employee that put that up. There was a chuckle involved.
Probably.
Oh, yeah.
I saw a meme. I think it was Target based on the labels or whatever, but it was the Ajax soap, dishwashing soap, and someone's put a line through it and said Francis. I was like, Deadpool. Someone see Deadpool that works here.
Dude, I mean, don't get me started with it. Grocery stores are the worst places to work at, period.
Remind me to wear a cup around Starscream.
I used to work at one, and they treat you like a number. They don't treat you like a human. They treat you like a number, and it's just
you're not a number.
Shit. No, but they treat you.
I am not a number. I'm a free man.
Are you claiming rights that you're not privy to? Are you sure you're not a number? You're number 5.
But seriously, they do treat you like a number at grocery stores and places like Walmart and all that.
Hey, man, capitalism.
Bad.
Capitalism. Doing what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I work enough.
I can't really get...
Okay. Sorry. Go ahead. No. You haven't been here tonight, so you can go ahead of me.
Ooh. Must be a full moon.
I'll give you a fucking full moon.
Please don't pull your pants out. But that's kind of the trade-off that a lot of societies forget about is Amazon is awesome.
What?
That's annoying.
Carry on, we're listening, Mikey.
We won't be fine now, at least.
Right, just save myself $50. I appreciate that, Randolph. We love how we can go on Amazon and something can show up at our house in 18 hours, and we don't have to interact with anybody. It's exactly what we wanted. We got reviews from all these different people who've already tried it. We can compare the specs in real time, 17 different devices all at the same time. Well, that has a cost.
Yeah.
So the old mom and pop would run out of shit constantly, and they didn't have all the newest stuff, but it was the mom and pop.
See, the thing is, in Australia, mom and pop were 40% more expensive. So it was tough.
Right.
Because we didn't have the same economy of scale for getting shit delivered to our half of the world in the Southern Hemisphere. So we'd never had a lot of love for mom and pop stores. That sounds pretty bad, but yeah. Online shopping helped democratize pricing, at least in Australia.
The landscape of international business really does change local business, the way they need to operate.
So I have a few Australian friends. When I talked to them, when I last brought this up with them 5 years ago, minimum wage down there was $20-something.
So it depends on how you're employed. So it would have been $20-something if you were casual. I forget what it is now. I know about 10 years ago, permanent workers' minimum wage was $15.28. I think it's closer to 20 now because it's been a while since I've been on minimum wage. Humble brag, whatever.
Ooh,
but
I hear
you,
you, brother.
Like you're right. Like our living costs are much cheaper. Our pay is much higher versus our living costs, but our living costs for nice to haves isn't always great, unfortunately. So,
The minimum
but we
wage
get like 4 weeks
$11.
holidays a year. So,
but their pricing's messed up. So if
You
you
too.
got like a Jack and Coke at the bar, how much would that cost? Just like a typical
$10 on average.
See,
10 Australian dollars. Yeah.
and that's the trade-off.
And that's what
And-
30 cents US.
Yeah, about 35, maybe $1 Canadian. But,
Yeah, no, we're like you
89
guys.
cents Canadian.
I think our dollars are fairly similar, actually.
Usually
Yeah,
similar.
Canada
I
and
don't know what
US
you like at the moment there.
Yeah. Canada and Australia tend to be pretty close.
Our dollar's horrible at the moment. I think it's 66 cents to the dollar or something. Horrible.
Similar
But
to ours.
smokes is a big one. Like, I'm not a smoker, but one of my friends is a smoker, and I think he's paying about $25 a pack.
What?
Yeah, it's expensive shit here.
Holy shit, we pay like 16 or 15, I think, right now, which to me is exorbitantly overpriced.
Yeah, no.
It went
it's-
from stupidly overpriced to exorbitantly overpriced, right?
It's made a lot of smokers prefer the rollie over the whatever they call the normal packs.
Oh,
the tube.
I like the rollies too, but my tobacco in that case isn't exactly brown.
Them got that wacky tobacco.
Yeah.
Duh, is that a wacky tobacco?
Oh
No,
man, that smells
wacky.
good now. I want it smells good.
What
As soon as
if
you open up that can, it's like, hey, who let the skunk out?
have you considered weed incense?
Caution, trees don't move.
They sway in the breeze.
Shush you, Mr. Logical.
They sway.
They do. They do.
They do a little
What's-
dance.
Wasn't I supposed to sing earlier?
Oh, I'm ready.
All
Get my
right.
drink. Let me get my green drink here.
Green that seems to disappear into the background. Fades. Yeah. There you go. Your green drink.
See, this is how stupid I am. I spent about half an hour doing this one day.
Knew it was green. That's fantastic.
I don't know
man.
why I like it so much, but it's the funnest thing.
It looks cool.
It does.
My girlfriend, the bottom of her hair is dyed like a teal. So just the middle part of like that bottom colored part of her hair disappears. Where it's got enough green that the chroma key picks it up.
Awesome.
So she'll have blonde and then bloop and then teal. Bloop is the sound of missing.
It must be in the U.S. They have to be.
That's taxpayer money right there.
Yeah.
I say I resemble that remark. You besmirch my pride as a Southern gentleman and my pride as a sign maker in the great state of Georgia.
All right. Well, you see, here in Canada, especially in Vancouver, we are part of the rainforest, so you wouldn't see signs like that because here it's a pretty fucking big given.
And because there's so much rain in the way, you literally can't see those signs.
You won't see those signs in Seattle area either, like the coast. So, because we're all part of that rainforest up here.
Isn't it like
So when somebody's like balling in the club, do they like make it dry, just so you can like notice a difference?
it's about to be the Sahara in this bed?
Something like
Can
that.
you say Atacama, motherfuckers? Just start making it.
Entrance only, do not enter. What? What the hell? What is this in fucking backwards day land or something? Is that what that's from?
I have no idea where they're from. All over the place. I just when I see them, I add them to my collection.
No, that's better than a fucking stop sign, because a stop sign, somebody just does that rolling stop, and there was too many accidents, so they're like, gotta stop, read it again. Oh, fuck it, then they go. So it like actually gets somebody to stop for the 3 seconds so they can just read the sign and then say fuck it and go.
No, that's a good idea.
Randolph, if you could just please file that last sign under mixed signals. Subcategory women.
I apologize to all the females in the audience right now.
Hey, my name's
That's
Neil.
kind of like that's kind of like you go by.
What?
Hold on.
I want to know where they need signs like that.
I'm fine.
You know what I was thinking of? It's kind of like you go by these churches and you see on the sign on the church sign it says "Stop here, fuck Jesus."
What?
I've never seen that, but it sounds like vandals.
Yeah, I was going to say, is that vandalism with the same letters?
Yeah,
but literally, they do have some signs that are kind of like that almost on some churches.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, don't even get Randolph going on the church signs because he's got like 400.
Got another. You got another subfolder. Hold on.
He's got subfolders in the subfolders. Door of Hope. Yeah, that looks hopeful.
That looks like Moe's Tavern.
Yeah, it does. Actually. It really does. Good call.
Oh, we got hold on, let me check. We got a Seymour Butsy.
We got a Michael Hunt. Wait. Goes by the name Mike.
Hunt. Oh, yeah.
First time I heard that was Porky's, the original movie. Porky's, the first one.
That was a hilarious movie.
2 bonus points.
Pranked Wendy.
All right, there's a lag. My bad.
No. This is the way I meant it. Like when you see the church, when you're passing on the road, you see "Stop here, fuck Jesus," but you see the F with the stars behind it instead of this, and it's literally made like the church actually said it, put it out there, and then the pastor says that they put it out there.
I have no idea. Never seen that before.
I will Google it.
Okay.
You know what? I'm on too many government lists already. Maybe I won't. The end of the fiscal year is coming up, and I'm sure
like somebody's watching me.
The end of the fiscal year is coming up, so hopefully I roll off of a couple of them. You know what I mean?
Just start splitting your search and try Bing for a while.
Yeah, this is kind of contradictory here, isn't it? We're under surveillance, but please don't leave your valuables in the car because we're not really actually paying attention.
We're not going to do anything, so.
Yeah. We'll watch and then point and laugh at you. Hey, look, you ripped off all your shit.
We've got 1080p footage of the perp stealing all of your shit. Well, did you do anything? No, but we zoomed in a lot. Did you get his car?
The pastor of the church.
Right.
No, that sign has to be in the hood somewhere because it's mainly the cops that are the ones stealing shit out of people's cars there.
It could be, yeah.
Look at Robert down there.
Robert, what's this? Trees can walk in Germany. Robert's been hitting the hooch.
No, the one after that.
They walked away, I tell you? Is that the one?
Maybe I read it wrong. I thought he said they walked away to tell you. Like they see somebody stealing your shit, so they like walk away from the whole situation to come tell you that it happened. Like, hey man, someone's breaking your car. What are you doing?
Guys, at least we're amusing.
Well, this next image is one that Orla would probably appreciate.
If she's still with us.
I'm scared.
She might be drinking blood somewhere.
What?
Oh my goodness.
Punctuation, please. Punctuation.
Yeah, exactly. Punctuation is important. It's the difference between knowing or it's the difference between helping your Uncle Jack off of a horse or helping your Uncle Jack off a horse.
Let's eat Grandpa versus let's eat Grandpa.
Yeah, let's eat Grandpa. Yeah. I heard he's pretty good this time of year.
Commas save lives.
Yes, they do.
I can't remember which director it was, but it was like on like
Kubrick.
Yes, it was Andy Kubrick, which is his name now.
Andy Kubrick.
I think I know an Andy. But he said, he's like, doing this movie, like we really want to make sure that we found somebody who could do more than just read the lines, because the last thing I wanted was someone to be like, what's that in the road? A head? Instead of what?
Yummy. Oh, that's funny.
People are eating my children in this area, please.
They're quite tasty.
People are eating children in my area, please.
No sex allowed. You know what that reminds me of? A fortune that I got in a fortune cookie one time. It said, "Don't believe anything you read in fortune cookies."
No,
very self-aware cookie.
It's telling you to believe everything.
No, it said don't.
Right, but it was in a fortune cookie, which is a double negative, so you need to believe it. See, it gets deeper.
Let me see if I can mute Mikey. It gets deeper. It's like it's so deep. We're gonna need scuba gear for this shit.
I want to know what Mikey's drinking.
It's not sold in stores.
We know that.
It's not sold.
It's green. Is it absinthe?
Oh,
you think I can afford absinthe? I can't afford to fly over there to where the real absinthe is. Patreon.com/MikeyFamily.
what IQ? Still that shit.
Green fairy to you.
Yeah.
Oh, if you guys fund me going to Amsterdam, right?
Vienna, I think.
I kind of want to know the answer to this too.
Hell no.
Oh, come on. No. Really?
No.
Fucking G-Man makes me pee my pants.
No, I hang out with Neil because I like Neil, but I have a new point of direction.
I was paying you.
I know we were gonna tell people what the fuck. No, I have a more pointed direction for my 2020. So G-Man is unfortunately not in the schedule. Sorry.
It's a shame.
It's too bad. I know. I wish I could pencil him in.
What now, Randolph? Jesus Christ.
Oh,
in the archery range, they make great targets because they're moving.
The balls or the players or both?
Yeah.
Yes. Either or.
Yes, that's the answer.
yeah, but you just yes.
Mm-hmm. I do that at work.
Whatever you can hit, right?
He gets so mad at me. Do you want me to do this or this? Yes. Well, what do you want? Well, yes. Figure it out. I don't know.
IQ actually put your Patreon in there.
My man. Appreciate you, homie. You a real one for that. You coming with me?
That's cool.
Mikey's one of my patrons. I guess I'm gonna have to return the favor at some point, but I'm gonna have to dump somebody to do that, which is fine because I'm a patron of a lot of bigger entities that really don't need my $5 a month.
So I'm gonna let the cat out of the bag. I said it on my stream a couple days ago. All of my Patreon money that I get from people goes to other creators. I don't keep any of it.
That's what I do too.
That's not on some self-aggrandizing, like I'm so humble. Just like if y'all give me money, it's probably gonna go to Neil.
Yeah, I do the same thing. All my money comes in and goes out to the patrons that I support.
You guys are awesome.
I should probably level it out so that I'm still not paying $13 a month, but
that's all you pay?
I get more money, so then it'll just break even, and then all of my friends get money, and then I don't have to.
Maybe I support too many people because Patreon takes just under $100 out of my account every month.
Well, you balling like that.
Well, yeah, I support a lot of people.
Most
of them are smaller YouTubers, like Nacho Witness, for example, or a lot of
Patreon.com/MikeyFamily. Yeah.
Purple rhymes with orange, I guess.
I don't think I have purple in there.
I think purple will be next on my list because I like purple.
He's got an immediate need because he's trying to move out of a highly religious place to a place.
Oh, that's right. Fuck, and I'm supposed to be shilling the shit out of his stuff right now.
He's trying to get
IQ. Do you have anything available that you can pop into the chat so we can get some something. Yep. That's right. IQ is needing to move out of the shithole town that he's in.
Not IQ. Purple rhymes with orange.
Or sorry, purple rhymes with orange. Sorry. sorry. You know what I mean. But anyways, he could use any assistance that he can. And I'm pretty sure IQ's digging up a link for that right now. So if we can, anyway, 5, 10, 15, 20 bucks. Yeah. I donated a few myself. I donated, I think, 25 twice now. I'm not sure.
I think he needs about $2,500 to move.
Yeah,
and
I think
he's over 1,000 now.
Yeah, he's making great progress, but he needs it soon.
Yeah, by the end of the month, 29th.
March 1st, I think, is when he was moving into the unit he's lined up if he has the money.
Yeah. He's a great guy.
Mm-hmm. Are you kidding me? He's one of the first people I met amongst the crowd of people that I met through Dawn, my friend who's also known as another freaking atheist who isn't very active these days, but he's got issues going on, and that's why. But he introduced me to a horde of people, and Purple was one of them, one of the first. And of course, Pikachu, you came along very shortly after that. And there's an army of people that I met right off the hop. So
Purple's one of the few people on the internet that has been nice to me since Jump Street. Neil, you're included in that very short list, but Purple, I have never heard Purple utter unkind word.
He's so nice. Yeah.
Just an incredibly...
I'm out of beer. I got to reload.
Yeah, reload, man. Can you angle
your camera down?
Can you angle your camera down a little bit before you... Damn it. I need a better picture of his room. I'm going to screenshot his room again.
Actually, Neil, before you go, just maybe put this picture up. It's for Purple Rhymes with Orange. Oh, he's gone.
He's gone.
And I just screenshot it, and I'm going to steal his room again.
Yeah, you have really got to be like a professional asshat for Purple to like be rude with you, and he even does that like politely.
Yeah, it's like 6 Canadians smashed into one person.
He can move to Canada. He'd fit right in here.
Canada would love to have Purple.
Yep, I'm in Canada, and I approve of that.
I'm Canadian, and I approve of this message.
Yeah, that's the wording I was looking for. Thank you.
I got you back. I got you back like butt crack.
I don't know if that's necessarily the way I want someone to have my back.
Oh, yes.
Hey, Mikey.
It is the way.
Yeah. I guess to kind of help out Sam a little bit here, what lights do you use for your chrome key effect?
What lights?
Yeah.
Oh, what do you mean?
Do you have like a key light on the background?
Yeah.
Like, do you have a light? Do you have a light just on the green screen, or do you just have your room light lighting it up?
No, my room's just lighting it up, man.
Yeah. So normally, like I did a really crappy green screen on my last video because my room light's not great, and like ideally you'll have a light that is just lighting up the green screen, so it's a consistent green. Otherwise, your chroma key gets like all mucky and crap. But yours looks very neat, which I think is why he asked.
So what I learned about chroma keys is the extra lighting is the best way going forward, or you just buy a decent camera. Like my camera was $70. I have never. It's perfect. It does stuff instantly. Like I can just pop on things. I don't even have to do any of like the hard stuff because the camera just is good, and it's a $70 camera from Logitech.
The Minnesota Trail. What's that from? I recognize it.
Oregon Trail.
It's from the
Oregon Trail.
Right.
It's from a game called the Oregon Trail. I made a modification here just for Purple Rhymes with Orange. And
little dinosaurs pulling the wagon.
Yep. Those are orange. The only purple I could fit in there is here. So got both colors covered.
Thanks, Neil. I got a new picture of your room. Appreciated that.
Yeah. Purple Rhymes with Orange told me he liked it. I let him present first anywhere on the internet with it.
Mikey, get out of my room.
Don't tell me how to live my life. You live your own life in the way that you see fit, and I'll live my life the way that I see fit.
Okay. That cracks me up. Mikey's in my room.
Anybody who walks away from their camera is liable to me to steal your room. oh, I forgot. I got sent something amazing. I need to
I'm gonna steal that bit.
It's my.
That's hilarious. That's brilliant, Mikey.
It's the kindest troll you can do.
Okay.
No. No. What I'm doing to you right now is the kindest troll you can do. You just steal their background.
Oh, is that what you're doing? Okay.
A certain I don't know the kind of animal it is. A certain weasel-like someone sent me something, and I'm going to use it if I can get it to work right now. As soon as it downloads. Son of a bitch. Wait.
Are you using OBS software, Mikey, or something different?
No. I usually use Streamlabs, but I'm not using anything right now. This is StreamYard doing its thing. All right, so how do I get... If this works, this is going to be brilliant.
The chat cracks me up sometimes.
Chat is usually has some brilliant commentary.
Oh, yeah.
What is it? How do I? Oh, show
Andrew's asking for it.
Yeah. Maya.
I'm not dying today.
I have the best viewers.
I've decided to live to this day.
All right. Hey, is that an original copy of Storm and her first costume idea for the X-Men movie behind you? He's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
It is. It is indeed, actually.
I'm actually referring to that right over there. It was given to me by my boss, whose uncle was worked on the set for the original X-Men movie, and he happened to get a copy of that from the artist for me for my birthday way back when I first started. That's cool. A year after I first started, and that's a signed copy of one of the original concept art for Storm's costume for the original X-Men movie right there. Because I told him that my favorite characters were Storm, Colossus, and Wolverine, of course, from that version of the X-Men.
Yeah, those are great characters.
Yeah.
See, Wolverine,
Nightcrawler was cool too.
Yeah, most of the X-Men were part of the Avengers too. But the thing is, because
they've been in,
part of because of they were the different company stuff. They can't make the Avengers movies with the X-Men.
Hello, Titan Uranus. The best name on YouTube.
Bing.
We've got some interesting characters in the chat.
I need everyone to say Titan's name once so he can get your recording equipment done right there, because Titan, I believe, is putting together a video of everyone saying his name, Titan Uranus.
No bullshit. No one say anything until we get part 1. He's been getting us to say that shit for fucking ever, and I
said it last time, and I'll say it again. Uranus, Titan. So you got to put the family name first, It's respectful.
Oh, the family name first. Come on, man. Play the game. Play the game.
You can fix
You
it.
gotta put some like stank on it, man. Like Titan, Uranus.
Was it that Math Pig always calls him?
Oh no,
Planet Moon. Yeah, that's right.
Moon Planet. Yeah,
Moon Planet. I'm not saying it. It's Moon Planet.
What do you guys think about purple?
Okay, he's ready.
Do it.
He's ready. Ready? Titan Uranus. Go ahead, Pikachu.
No, Titan was the home with
No. What are you doing?
You had one job.
The other thing.
Come on, Pikachu, just say it.
No, Titan was the home of
He's still doing it.
Thanos, yes.
Thanos, yeah.
Yes, we get it. Oh my
Start
god.
again. Take one. Back to one, everybody. And
Go ahead. Sam, you do it. Fuck Pikachu. He doesn't want to play.
Titan Uranus.
Oh, that's
Oh,
good.
beautiful.
Yeah.
All right. No, say that again, Pikachu. Say it again.
Titan Uranus.
There we go. All right. IQ, go for it.
Titan Uranus.
Geo Sam's like Titan your own anus. Go ahead, Mikey.
Titan Uranus.
We have a cat in the background there. Oh, I see a little
That's his
tail.
ponytail.
I would just say this Titan
She's
up
been asleep until
Uranus.
now.
And Randolph, you got to, and you don't do the fucking last name first shit, for Christ's sake.
Titan Uranus.
There you go. You got all six of us doing it.
Modulator.
You know what you could say?
That is the voice I was going for.
Neil,
I've been recognizing it.
hey, Neil, you know what you could say if you see Darth Dawkins again? Say, tighten up Uranus.
Yeah.
No, tighten up Uranus.
Well, you guys summoned him. What the hell?
What an interesting figurine of my message.
You make me very angry, Earthling. I am going to incinerate you with my XP-710 incinerator gun. No, K9.
That's
I'm-
awesome.
I'm
I
going
gotta-
to blow up the Earth.
I gotta congratulate you, Neil. You've totally got me beat on the memes there by bringing that in. That's just perfect.
He's
Well done. Very well played.
Well, I could get the big one. He's over there, the big stuffed one. But Marvin the Martian's always been my if I was a cartoon, I'd be Marvin the Martian, pretty much.
But smarter. Yeah.
Yeah, but smarter.
I think it's kind of fucked up that Daffy Duck had to fight like the whole attacking alien force by himself.
Oh, Duck
Like-
Dodgers.
Duck Dodgers.
and a half century.
Shout out to Mel Blanc. Rest in peace. That dude was amazing.
Guy's
God,
one
he
of my
was so
idols,
good.
man. I mean, I do
He's so
lots of
cool.
voices, but he was the master.
See,
Yeah,
Marvin the Martian is a great character. I have to go. Good night, folks.
Okay.
Hey, Randolph, thanks for jumping in, brother.
Take it easy, Randolph.
Randolph,
See you, Randolph.
Randolph,
Not
what you
even
need
solid
to
here.
find, you need to find God versus Thanos. A meme with God
it's
versus
funny.
Thanos.
It's good. It's good.
Oh, send me a note on Twitter. I'll try to find it for you. All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
Hang on, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Heavens to Murgatroyd. Yeah, that's a good one too. Oh, kitty. Oh, I think they saw your cat crawling around on the back of your chair. There's no.
Shameless attention taking.
It'd be Space Ghost. Space Ghost. I remember Space Ghost.
Space goes coast to coast.
Yeah, he did his talk show. That was after the actual cartoon, by the way.
Yeah.
remember Brack?
Of course, I do.
I wonder how he's doing today. I wonder how his Valentine's Day went.
They're Brack is they turned it into an adult cartoon.
Yeah, I bet they did. Yeah.
Yeah. What are you talking about? Is that the one you're referring to? The Brack show?
Yeah.
Okay. Because Brack was a character from an old Hanna-Barbera show way back in the day. Back in the time of like
Birdman.
yeah, Harvey Birdman. That's a great show. Back in the days of like what are they called? The Herculoids and shit like that.
This is a bit of a deep cut. And
Okay.
it might miss your generation because it was on Snick.
Okay.
Does anyone remember from the variety kid show Kablam, Prometheus and Bob?
Yes. Oh, that was amazing, that show.
If you Google or if you go on YouTube and you look up Prometheus and Bob, someone has made a playlist of every single episode in a row.
Holy shit.
I remember the name. I
Only
didn't
like
really
an hour.
look at it.
But I've watched it several times and I love it.
That was such clever little shorts.
Yes. And
See, I go back to the days of the Electric Company where Morgan Freeman got his start.
the electric company.
Yeah.
The electric company. And 3, 2, 1 contact.
Yeah.
Contact.
And a little after that came along with the Great Space Coaster. I don't know if you remember that one. with the empty
Space Coaster. That one.
Yeah.
That was on PBS, so I think
it was though. Oh no, actually it wasn't. But they had MT Promises, which was like one of my favorite characters. MT Promises,
like Dr. Acula
and Gary Gnu. This is Gary Gnu, where no gnu's is good gnu's. No,
so do Canadians like Red Green?
Yeah, he's Canadian.
I didn't know if he was like the Larry the Cable Guy of America.
Oh no, he's Canadian for fuck's sakes, dude.
No, but we don't like Larry the Cable Guy. We tolerate him in small doses.
Okay, well,
he's good as mayor, but I'm not paying you money to see your show.
The Red Green show was huge here. Huge.
I love that. If you can't fix it with duct tape, it ain't broken.
Yeah,
I'm Red Green, and keep your stick on the ice.
Yeah, keep your stick on the ice. Yeah, yeah.
What a great show.
Remember, kids, if she doesn't find you handy, or no, if she doesn't find you handsome. She should at least find you handy.
I kind of got sucked into a wormhole because I think we talked about Red Dwarf last time, and then Red Green popped up. Yeah, that was 2 hours gone. Wow. Didn't get anything done. Nothing done. None of the work I wanted to do got done. I was just fucking watching him take a fucking Caprice and make it his ultimate captain's chair. So he got a barber's chair and put that in there with a cooler.
I think she's referring to McGilla Gorilla.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, Zoom. I remember. Come on and Zumba. That's where I learned to do this. That was on Zoom.
That was those weird Boston kids.
Yeah. Yeah, and you remember that Simon show with the crayons or the drawing? And then Mike Myers did a parody of it on Saturday Night Live. Well, you know, my name is Simon, and the things I draw come true.
I do remember that vaguely.
Yeah.
I watched a lot of old TV.
Yeah, me too. But
Zaboomafoo, anybody?
Zaboomafoo, yeah.
That was my shit. The Crab Brothers, I always liked the Crab Brothers.
They're still going. They have another animated show on now.
Bro, I don't know how many millions of billions of dollars they have, but it's more than 100. They are they are fucking rolling in it.
Oh yeah. But they're good. Like they're educational, they're funny. Like they're good. They're pretty good.
They're actual brothers. Tune in.
Of course we remember Johnny Quest. What kind of question is that?
I'll fight you.
Yeah.
I will fight you, Wonder Lady, in the darkest alley. I will find you.
Taking bets now. Find me on Twitter.
Yeah, I feel like we got a really slim slice of the cartoons from America because we don't have like the same cable TV. But Johnny Bravo was a big one when I was
Johnny Bravo. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
In Dexter's Lab.
Speed Racer was awesome.
I still remember when you found out Racer X was his brother.
The Venture Brothers, yeah, but that's new stuff.
Yeah.
I used to like the classic Power Rangers stuff.
Oh hell yeah!
I'm kicking your ass out of here. Power Rangers has always been a knockoff of Godzilla movies to me.
So? Even Voltron as well. So the first time I saw Power Rangers, I tuned in because it's like, holy shit, it's live action Voltron. Like they got me.
Yeah. Yo, Voltron, where the lions would just like zoom.
Yeah, Voltron, I got
the head.
Oh, and then the sword came out of like the little hand motion.
What about the one that sparked all of that shit? The Shogun Warriors.
I thought you were going to say Go Lion, the original Japanese.
No. Yeah. Well, Shogun Warriors have been around since the 60s, right?
Yeah.
So, and I used to have all the giant figures, and they included, you could get all the giant figures where their fists shot off and shit like that. And they included, you could get a Godzilla one as well, where you pull the lever on the back and his flame tongue would shoot out. Yeah, it was great.
Someone brought up Ninja Turtles.
Hello, Terry.
And I had to explain to my girlfriend my deep
Thunder. Sorry.
My deep love for the Ninja Turtles and how influential the Ninja. I really was like, fuck being a doctor or a lawyer when I grow up. I'm gonna be a fucking ninja.
Turtle.
Obviously.
I still have the
which
original
turtle?
figurines in there somewhere.
Like the turtle mobile that shot the pizzas underneath.
Yep.
That's what else could a young boy want?
I got the van for Christmas, and it had like the attack side that would pop out, and you could have like a turtle strapped to it with his weapon. Oh, that was amazing.
Yeah.
I kind of wish there was a drug or something I could take so I could go back to like playing with toys, and it would like be like, you know what I'm saying?
You don't need a drug for that.
I do at this point because I'm like, oh, this is a plastic toy. And
I'm breaking up my fucking Lego right now.
No, Legos aren't the same, but action figure. Like as a young boy playing with action figures, it was a movie in your head. Like you saw a full-on film with explosions, and you made your own sound effects, spit all over everything. It was a good time to be alive.
The old He-Man figurines that had like a wonderful mix of sci-fi and like fantasy.
This is great. DD, get out of my laboratory. It's what's his name?
Dexter's laboratory.
Dexter's lab. Yeah.
Dexter's. I already did it.
Oh fuck it, Dexter was awesome.
We did mention Thundercats, Lion-O, Chitara.
Danger Mouse. Yes, of course, Danger Mouse.
Danger Mouse.
It's on Netflix, and I watched more than a few episodes.
They rebooted it. They revamped it. They relaunched it.
Wait, Underdog.
Underdog. Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Underdog and Hong Kong Phooey, baby.
Hong Kong Phooey. Yeah, Hong Kong Phooey.
And Mikey, doesn't it suck being an adult?
Yeah, dude. Like I thought about this like last week or like 2 weeks ago. I was like, man, I miss playing with toys. Like just playing with toys.
Yeah,
I can't do that now. I'd get all adult brained and stop.
I mean,
you gotta work.
And most of them are made out of silicone.
You promised you wouldn't bring that up. You promised me.
Wait, where are we going with this?
You promised you wouldn't tell. No honor amongst thieves, I guess.
Of course, my favorite Nickelodeon shit was these guys.
They were a little like
Ren. What is it now?
Oh hell yeah!
Bullwinkle and Moose. Try again. Man. Try again. No one tell them the right answer.
Bullwinkle and Moose.
Don't tell. No one say it. No one say it. Let them figure it out. Let them figure it out. That is wrong. Try to figure it.
Bullwinkle was the moose.
What was the Mountie? The Mountie.
I hate moose and squirrel.
Who is it? Dudley Do-Right?
Dudley Do-Right was part of that series. Yes.
Yeah. What was that? Crazy Races or something like that?
Yeah, with all the Hanna-Barbera characters.
Yep.
I swear there's like a PlayStation 2 game or something on that too.
Probably.
Yes.
Muttley and what's his name?
Oh, Muttley. Yeah.
But that's the Kevin laugh from
that was Stop the Pigeon,
Office.
wasn't it? Stop the pigeon, stop the pigeon, stop the pigeon, stop the pigeon. Nab him, grab him. No. The planes?
Animaniacs.
Oh yeah, but that's later.
Crazy to the max.
So just sit back and relax. While the president plays a sax, it's an.
I was just trying to. Couldn't get that. Yeah. Good old Steven Spielberg.
Boris Badenoff.
Yeah. And what was her name? Natasha or something? Boris and Natasha.
Natasha Goodenough.
Actually, then they made the live action, Joe.
Oh, that was
has anyone watched Rocko's Modern Life after being an adult?
Wow,
Nickelodeon one. Oh my god! I cannot get over. I don't know how they get past it. How they got it through. Like the fact that he works at a sex hotline.
Yeah, I was about to say,
his job.
I called up and it was Mr. or Mrs. Bighead.
Mrs. Bighead. Yeah.
Just peeing my pants.
Wacky Races. Yeah, and Snidely Whiplash. Yes, thank you very much.
Wacky Races. Thank you.
Wacky Races. Yeah, but Stop the Pigeon was the same characters, but they were flying planes, and they had the one guy that mumbled a lot.
Mr. Magoo.
You're drunk. That's enough. Or nothing to do with Mr. Magoo.
That's the point of that's my comedy, Neil. I say the wrong name, and the joke is, how wrong of a name can I say?
All right.
All these damn cartoons, and ain't nobody brought up fucking DuckTales.
Yeah, because they're all later.
Rescue Rangers.
The real Ghostbusters.
Whoa, Gargoyles. Hey.
Yeah.
Gargoyles was awesome.
Scooby-Doo.
And Batman the Animated Series was awesome too.
Scooby-Doo.
I would start I would start a podcast only talking about Batman the Animated Series.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah.
If anyone wants to fight me about Kevin Conroy being the real Batman and the only true Batman, let me know. At me on Twitter.
That was
I agree. Conroy's great.
Started probably the best movie anthology that ever was about Batman. The whole animated series that Mr. Mikey's talking about was what started that.
He said the mister.
Yeah, I know.
When you're this big, they call you mister.
That whole animated series that happened in the 80s and 90s is kind of what started the Michael Keaton era for the Batman films and so forth. That was so good in the film series. You know what I mean?
And if it wasn't for that, we'd have no Harley Quinn because they made her up in that show. That's where she's born.
That's right.
So.
And that's so crazy because of how like messed up her character is in a lot of stories too. That it all started with the kids' TV show.
Yeah, and if you look at the production code era Batman, it was crap. It was complete crap. You know what I'm saying? Like the '60s Batman. The one that was on the show, the one that was
Adam West.
Adam West.
Yeah, the Adam West one was not.
How do I kick him out of here?
Not like, I'm sorry.
So Pikachu, here's the thing. I agree with you.
But kick his ass out of here.
Pikachu, here's the thing. I agree with you, but I would never say that out. I would never say that out loud. You gotta let people have their. You gotta let people have their stuff.
Adam West. Fuck you, Pikachu.
See,
because I remember that shit when I was a kid. That and Star Trek were back to back.
Well, he became a Family Guy meme. So,
well,
we're brushing on the no true Batman fallacy here.
The no true Batman fallacy.
No true Bruce.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. Hello, thank you, my dear.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, see, Pikachu, what you got to understand is
enjoy this. Pikachu is your last fucking dream. That's what
we have to understand. Younger people, you can't shit on someone's legend. Like, you just gotta let them love their false idols. But
you can shit on it all you want. I have baseball bats in the closet.
I'm sorry, Neil.
Just let them be wrong, Pikachu. Just let them be wrong. It's free. It's free for them to be wrong.
Yes.
Well, the one thing I will say is that the code production era stuff, the stuff that happened during the code production era, was really terrible compared to what happened.
Pikachu,
after.
I'm trying to get you out of this hole. Put the
goddamn shovel down. Neil Purgatory
made that show so campy and is what it was.
But when I'm
no
really
butts.
No, what
Batman's
really
got so much edge
that,
now that he cuts himself. Like he needs to go back to some of that campiness. Like, I'm not saying go full on shark repellent again, but Batman's way too fucking edgy now.
Shark repellent. That matter. No, like everything was labeled. It was great.
No, what I'm trying to talk about.
He's like the Acme of fucking stupid gadgets.
What I'm trying to talk about was that the church literally controlled everything, including everything that was made.
Oh, Pikachu. Come on, where are we going here?
In the,
anyway, it's time for school.
They controlled everything in the those things.
See, Pikachu, the first rule to getting out of a hole is to drop the shovel. I need you to drop the shovel.
Time for some school here.
Just kidding. He pulled out the spectacles.
Yeah, I got reading glasses.
Yeah.
Sexy.
Hey, some of the print on those Yu-Gi-Oh cards is pretty fucking small, okay?
That rolls blood, right?
It's just that you're bigger. You're like 6'8".
No, I'm 6 foot. Well, if I put my boots on, I'm 6'5", but 6'4".
I wasn't far off. I was 3 inches off. Give me that.
That's what she said. I mean, Mikey, another 3 inches. No, I'm not.
I guess you guys are right. I shouldn't have brought it up.
She's unsatisfied in the other room. She's laughing too.
I guess you guys are right. I shouldn't have brought it up.
Oh no, because it's okay, man. I'm just giving you the gears. I watched it as a kid, man. It was like it was fun for me, right? That and Star Trek on right afterwards, the original series, right?
Yeah, I get your point because
I couldn't pull away from the TV.
I get your point because during that time, those were the only shows that were actually good due to the production code.
Green Hornet.
Those were the only shows that were actually good due to like I said,
the Green Hornet, the crossover with Batman, where Green Hornet and Bruce Lee were on Batman. That was a great episode,
and he was shitting his pants.
No, it was actually really. It was man, they were so cheesy as fuck. Those shows,
yeah.
But when they crossed them together, I was like, "Holy shit!" That was like really the first TV crossover I ever saw. Like the '80s when they did, Simon and Simon with Magnum PI and shit like that, where they did all that.
And I think for the era, it was actually pretty good. It was pretty good for its era.
Of course.
And due to the fact that you had the production code in there, you had the church controlling everything that was going on.
You know what? They didn't have as much control as you think.
Yeah.
Because Hollywood would say, "What do you guys think?" And then they do whatever the fuck they wanted, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you thinking?
Like all that B schlock horror. That tasty B schlock.
There was some things that you couldn't do then that you could do today. I'll admit that,
You better admit it.
Yeah.
If you don't admit it, I'm telling on you.
We didn't talk for 3 days. Awkward. That's fucking genius. I'm sorry I had to go through that, Andrew. But I have actually... Yeah. I've seen a meme of that scene you're talking about with Nightwing and Harley Quinn. I've never actually seen the scene, but now I'm kind of curious. But I've seen a meme, and now it kind of, when you have those moments where a little light in your head goes, boom, and it turns on. Now I'm getting the connection here. Now I got to go find this fucking scene now. I'll be back in a few minutes, guys. Just let me grab some lube. I mean...
What are you grabbing lube for, Neil?
Oh, come on. Don't be coy. Don't be coy. You know
just messing with you.
You know what it's for. It's for that afternoon delight.
Afternoon delight. Yeah. Sky rockets in flight. Wait.
I thought that song was fake. I was like, that's a joke. That's a joke for the movie, right? Oh no, that's a real song.
A real song.
I was like, yo, they was getting away with some fucking travesties out here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Perfect.
Dave Chappelle should have done a Batman thing.
Did he?
I'm Bruce Wayne, bitch.
No, he had a superhero. His superhero's name was what was
Tyrone.
Yeah, he lifted up a whole city bus. What you talking about? He has superheroes on that show. And then he did it to get a dime that he slid away with his foot.
I think my favorite one is where Tyrone was doing Fear Factor.
Oh, yes.
Oh my God, Fear Factor. Holy shit. You guys want to eat deer penises and shit like that? Like, what the fuck were they making them eat in those days, man? Like, what the hell?
Just
my line of work, we used to taste penis all the time.
I'm going to tell you something you don't know about me, Joe Rogan. I smoke rocks.
Look at this. He stole Badger's background, too.
To be fair, I didn't steal this. Badger sent me one without the badger in the middle, so I could put me in the middle.
Oh, beautiful.
Fair use.
I'm guessing now.
I'm in the
Badger tied up in the closet somewhere, and you've invaded his house. That was
what? Why would you accuse me of such things? That's liable.
Orla's in the chat, and she's going to be very angry.
I'm Neil, the 604 Atheist, and I support everything that I'm saying right now. Saying and doing. Yep, that's me, Neil.
Well, we do look alike.
Actually,
I can see people
in line with Badger's sense of humor. He would have sent you that with him tied up in the chair just so you could put that in your fucking background.
I got to send a DM real quick. I'll be right back.
We need to get Badger in here.
He's probably asleep.
He might be sleepy. It's very early over there.
Oh yeah, it's like it's almost 10 o'clock here in the.
It's like 7 o'clock in the morning over there.
Yeah,
Badger is not waking up. Like you. That's why we keep catching drunk Badger, because it's like fucking 5 a.m. I'm not hanging out. What am I supposed to? 4 hours until I hang out with him.
And he's like sleeping in the stream.
Let me just. Four.
Just so you guys know, Sam here is in the future.
Yeah, it's
he's already
Saturday evening almost. Sunday. Shit. Yeah, Sunday.
Sorry, we kind of dragged you into our time zone.
Yeah, no. Well, I actually screwed up the time zone conversion, and I was ready for the interview yesterday at midday. I'm like, hang on, shit. No, it's Saturday his time, not my time.
Yeah, Saturday my time.
Confusing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
It's that damn international dateline.
I don't even know why you guys even participate in that. The Earth is flat anyway. So.
Yeah, right. Well, see, there's an hour hand that clicks around the flat Earth, and we just happen to be on the edge near the 12.
There's a big hour hand. They call it the moon.
Well, see, the moon's got to be suspended to something, right? And that's what it's suspended to is the hour hand.
No, the firmament.
The shit these people come up with is just like, oh my god, you have to come up with more ridiculous shit just to keep your bullshit.
I wish going up into space was cheaper.
I know.
Because I'm like, here, get in this rocket. See where you are? Now shut up and delete your channel.
Yeah.
Shut up.
What's his name?
So annoying.
Jaronism fucking debunked himself with the laser test.
Interesting.
Yeah,
that's what he said.
I got so bored of these.
Well, wasn't that in Beyond the Curve? Like that was on the
exactly. Yeah. Where the light went 3 feet above where it was supposed to, according to him.
And he lifted it up.
Those people were so stupid to watch that I just got bored of watching them.
Oh, I know. Well, because it's all the same old bullshit arguments.
It's the same shit over and over and over and over and over again. And, and we've all debunked it. And it's like.
Not according to them. We're shills, remember? We get paid for this. I'm still waiting for my checks, but,
And they get paid for theirs, too.
So
that's why they keep their channels going.
Some of us don't even get paid for it. Because some of us have, 90?
Don't tell them we all get paid.
Pikachu, drop the shovel, mate. You were going to get us all unchecked.
Yeah.
What's going on here? Wait, why are we suddenly not live anymore? What's going on here?
Hey, hold on, guys. There's a floral van outside my house right now. It's really late. It's midnight, but there's a floral van, and they got a delivery from.
Yeah, it's not Flowers by Irene, is it?
Flowers.
Yeah,
how did you know that?
It's like
run. Just get out.
Run.
It's hypocritical though that they sit back and they say that we're shilling for money and then they're doing it themselves. They got Patreons. They got this. They're fucking making money off of this shit.
Of course.
So
yeah, half the time I think some of those guys don't even actually believe their own shit.
But. Yeah, they're posts. Definitely posts. But for me, the only thing that I think that is beneficial out of the flat Earth movement is I really started looking at more like obvious signs of why my Earth is the shape it is. So if anything, it kind of like, well, what would I say to them and how could I prove it to them? And they make all these, they keep moving the goalposts. So it's like a fun intellectual exercise to just like give them the easiest answer. Oh, that doesn't work. The hardest answer, that doesn't work. So, I mean, that's fun. But other than that, it's as soon as you say, hey, there's pictures of space from a space satellite, and they're like, that's fake. It's like, all right, well, then we're done here.
And what makes it worse is that you can't, because there's money involved, you can't use street epistemology or that sort of stuff to get them to critically think about their stuff because they're getting paid to do so. So to speak, they have a pay incentive to actually stay in the game, so to speak. So no amount of critical thinking is going to get them to change. because they're in that pay incentive to do so.
So this flat Earth talk is not working very well, guys.
Yeah.
There's no one saying. There's no one saying that they am amused.
Good night, Orla.
Orla's going back to her coffin.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Shit. Oh well, it's way up there and it's covered in stuff. But I have a great big fucking jewelry box that's a giant coffin shaped one that she'd probably get a kick out of. And I have a wallet that it's coffin shaped as well. It doesn't really fit very well in my pocket, so I don't use it. Anyway,
I need to
guys.
Is that like a rite of passage as a man to get like a non-themed wallet, just a leather wallet?
That's what I got now. It's just a leather wallet.
See, you're an adult.
Yeah, it's one of those minimalist ones now.
No. I bought the coffin-shaped one as an adult as well. I was in my 30s.
This is what I use every day.
Okay. That's actually badass.
That's pretty cool.
I'm using a Nightmare Before. I guess I really don't. Is that a rite of passage? Should we have?
I'm sorry. Were you calling me adult?
But you don't wear that to the bank. I go to the bank. And
you ever fucking followed me to the bank?
I don't have to answer that.
I'd like a business loan, please.
For it might incriminate me.
I'd like a business loan.
We found a hat that Neil needs to wear to the Faithless Forum now.
What's it? This hat?
Yeah.
Wearing that hat, I want you to answer the most serious questions. That would be amazing.
Oh, you believe me, if they do the panel this year, there's a lot of silly hats I'll be able to wear. Don't you worry. But yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. I think maybe I will wear this down there. What do you guys think? Should I wear this down there to Faithless Forum? I think it works pretty good, actually.
That would be pretty crazy.
Hang on, we need to move my camera a little bit. There we go.
That is very cool.
Yeah, I bought this at Disneyland. See, where I work now used to be called M&R Environmental, and my old boss was my camp counselor when I was a kid, and he was very big in the whole. So yeah, there we go. Mickey's
Magic Mickey.
Yeah, Magic
That's
Mickey.
From Fantasia.
Yeah, that's the one I was looking for.
The Sorcerer's Apprentice.
And it was between this and, of course, the Pirates of the Caribbean headgear for what's his name, Johnny Depp's character. Yeah, but it didn't fit me, so I had to buy this one.
Do you suffer from big head syndrome too?
I do.
Me too.
But one of the kids when we were standing in line for the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, one of the kids thought I worked on the ride, and he asked if I was an actual pirate. And I was like, "Yar, I might be. Have you seen me, parrot?" And he's just like, and he kind of ran to his mom. He goes, "Mom, there's a real pirate in line."
Well, that's probably because the hook you have is a hand.
Oh, right.
That and the peg leg.
What's that? This some stupid old
saver
joke
of some sort.
Saver that I'm probably going to get in trouble for saying, but there's some old joke that said something about my wife with the one wooden leg. Said, "Hey, Peg, hey, Peg, why don't we go upstairs and saw a few logs?" I guess we didn't get laid that night. Something along those lines, but yeah. I don't expect this video to be monetized anymore.
My bad. That's on me, probably.
I think it's on all of us.
Oh yeah.
Group effort.
I say stuff. I'm not held. I can't be held responsible for my brain.
Plus, nowadays YouTube's making everybody do this 18+ thing now because of the COPPA.
Sam, your hat's a little limp.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to coax it. There you go.
Just spit on it.
Is it weird that I was going to say the exact same thing?
Since you got demonetized anyway, I might as well get my joke off. You know what I'm saying?
I can't even breathe right now.
I love love Neil. Neil is like a joke punching bag. So like whenever I'm like feeling feisty, I join the thing and I just kind of hit the heavy bag a little bit and see what combinations are working for me that day. I can use this later on.
Oh, that's fucking funny.
Mike Tyson
Just work
in the
your
90s is ready.
work your material in. For your own channel.
Yeah.
Speaking of Mike Tyson and cartoons, Mike Tyson Mysteries. There you go.
Have you seen his podcast?
No.
It will make you weep. It's so like he's such a different person now.
Mm-hmm.
It's the best. It's the best thing. It's the best. It's just hot boxing with Mike Tyson. It's awesome because we all when you think Mike Tyson, you think face tattoo, biting Evander Holyfield's ear, knocking the shit out of like 175,000 people, like 100 of them boxers. Like his podcast is so about personal growth. Like that's all he talks about is like he's like, oh man, I remember. Like he has guests all the time. He's like, hey man, I remember when you fucked up so and so, and then you like screamed in the camera. He's like, yeah, that guy was a monster. I fucking hated that guy. Yeah, your opponent's like, not me. And I'm like, oh wow. Shit, you're getting deep over here, Mike. Like he's opening up like a weed ranch.
I'd love to hang out with that guy for a day.
He seems to be the coolest fucking dude now. Like he's chill as fuck. He's like 50, 53, 54 now. So he's
same age as me.
Like he's slowed down and he's just like all about growth and getting better at being a person. Yeah. And it's so crazy how redeeming.
That's what 5 concussions could do to you. Just saying.
I think
he's the same age as me, or he's either the same age as me or a year younger. I don't know. I'm 53, but I think he's right around there. So.
If only I had a device that could tell me how old he was. And it was him.
It's called a birth certificate.
Mike Tyson is 53 years old.
There you go.
Oh, actually, Mike Tyson is number 32 safety for the Green Bay Packers.
Oh, really?
Born in 1993, actually.
Okay, that's a different guy.
Nope.
What? Who's not born in 93? And he can't be born in 93 and be 53.
He's born in 93. He's 53, and he plays safety for the Green Bay Packers.
You're talking number 53?
Oh, that would have been great if his number was 53, but it's 32.
I fucking hate you, Mikey.
Michael Gerard Tyson.
Okay, totally not the same guy then. All right.
No, that's Mike Tyson. Dynamite Kid or Kid Dynamite.
What are you talking about?
Iron Mike Tyson. Kid Dynamite.
The only Iron Mike I ever knew was Mike Keenan, that was coach of the Rangers.
His name was Iron Mike Tyson.
Okay, I know. I'm kidding.
Oh, shit. I fucking stepped on the joke now. Fucking Neil. I wasn't ready. My bad.
See what I did there?
You did a thing.
I did. Oh, yeah. I do that thing all the time, usually in the shower.
It's bringing up,
it's easier to clean up.
The NFL player, Mike Tyson, not the boxer, Mike
I know.
Oh, God damn it, Pikachu. If you pick up one more damn shovel today, it's going to be me and you, brother. R.I.P. Macho Man Randy Savage. My favorite heel of all time.
Oh yeah. Step into a Slim Jim. Sorry.
Have you heard his rap albums?
No.
Albums?
I heard you. Yeah. It's about as good as fucking what's his name's albums too, the metal guy.
Metal guy.
Yeah, he was a wrestler as well. He had the metal band. Fozzy.
That's a Muppet.
I know, but it was
waka 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 waka
waka waka waka.
Wiggly's.
I know, but no, what's his name that had the band Fozzy? He was a wrestler. Fuck you. I got to look it up on Google
now. Metal band.
Yeah.
I believe you. Chris Jericho.
Thank you, Jericho. That's it. Yes.
They look like they sound Nickelbacky as fuck.
Nickelbacky as fuck. No, they weren't quite that, but they were more the later 80s, early 90s sounding kind of hair bandy thing?
You can see them on tour 13 days from now in Nottingham, UK.
Great.
They're still making money.
Yes, they are.
They're still touring. Good for them. I just told my girlfriend the other day, I was like, you know what? I think I want to play guitar in a band again. And then I remembered all like the lugging equipment and not getting paid, spending thousands of dollars.
I don't like it when my chat's making fun of me. Some of it's probably older too, but I can't really. I don't know. I'm lost. I'm also 7 beers in.
Oh, fucking doorknob. Fucking Mikey jokes off. Noted. God damn it.
Yeah, but would you have guessed I was 7 beers in? Probably not.
No, I only made it 3 in so far.
What is beer?
Soon, so.
What is beer? Nectar
Liquid
of
courage.
the gods, motherfucker. Liquid courage, yeah. That's what we used to say is when I was a bouncer. We'd have to go up. No, I like the chat, Tony. Relax. And I used to have to go up to these guys that would have that liquid courage by the end of the night. That's why I had to do the eyeball maneuver, because that fucker was coming at me.
Fucking
with a
beer
fishing
muscles,
bat.
dude.
Beer muscle, yeah. He had a baseball bat with a fucking big ass hook on the end of it. And it was either I pop his eye out and him look at his shoe and me with the other eye, fights over, or I have a hook in my head, and I wasn't going to have a hook in my head. And lucky for him, there was an ambulance in the parking lot, and we were able to send him back there with a tepid cup of saline water to put his eyeball in, and put him in the ambulance and send him back.
What's up, guys? I'm Neil the 604, and this is my new band, Tepid.
Tepid water.
Tepid. That's your new band name.
Tepid? No, that doesn't scream fucking listen to me. That screams.
I'm listening.
I'll listen to this later, maybe. No, I like limited.
Did you just tell Tony to loosen his anus?
Possibly.
No, not that kind of saline water.
Only 7 in, which means I'm only halfway through my 15 pack.
Tepid would get such lukewarm reviews from critics.
Just lukewarm reviews. Making fun of Neil in the chat is fun. Yeah, it's fun. I got you. And I'm an easy target because I'm. Why did you turn off your camera, Mikey? By the way,
because I'm gonna get a beer. I was trying to do a joke, but then I took too long. Hold on.
Oh shit!
He doesn't want anyone taking his background.
Yeah, no. Yes, I'm watching you fuckers. I can steal yours, but you can't take mine.
I can't drink, but I get drunk anyways.
Wait, what? You've got all that booze I see on your shelf behind you all the time, but you don't drink.
They're years old. They're years old.
I know. But and contrary to popular belief, the longer it sits on your shelf, once it's out of the keg, it doesn't age anymore, people. So you can't tell me that, oh, my wine is better because it's been sitting in a bottle. No. It's out of the keg. It's already aged as much as it's going to age. What are you drinking now?
It still does get old, but it doesn't get better.
It ages, but it doesn't age in the way you want it to age.
No.
Right, I got a bottle of wine that was bottled in 1890 something somewhere around here. Right up there, actually.
Champagne is different, but it has to be kept in a certain temperature.
Mm-hmm.
What's that temperature?
Which is why I'm sure the wine that I got is probably fucking cooking wine now, vinegar or some sort.
Yeah.
Jelly.
Yeah, but it was bottled in 1898.
I like having old stuff.
Yeah.
I am old, so I'm pretty much already there.
I would never consider you property, Neil. But you are mine.
But you're mine.
But you are mine.
Yeah.
Never forget that you are mine.
Andrew said Andrew had to abandon the show to watch some cougar porn.
Hey man, glad to have you back, and I'm glad to see that you got that case that is non-stick.
Please tell me you washed your hands. before you touch the keyboard.
Hey, he doesn't have to, but no one touch Andrew's phone. Hey man, look at this video. Here, hold it. No, I'm good. No, you hold it. I'll just look.
Just let me get some gloves.
Let me get some goggles. That shit might be airborne.
Well, folks, we are approaching 3 hours for this one. And I do have to, I got a couple of things I got to take care of, and I got to get up early for jam. Listen to that. That doesn't even sound metal.
That's a very tepid response there, Neil.
Very tepid, yes. Oh. Way to go full circle there. Awesome.
That is what
anyway,
we call callback.
So yeah, I guess we'll bring this to a close tonight, guys. But Sam, man, thanks so much for being on my show with me today.
No, it's been great. Good
and,
to as well since.
Yeah, absolutely. And I got to get me one of them fucking flags in the background there. That One Piece Straw Hats flag is fucking beautiful. All right. And of course, my usual crew, Mikey and IQ and Pikachu, and of course, Randolph. And you guys always make the after parties a lot of fun, and Wonder Lady as well. But I think she has gone to bed. But thank you.
Has she gone to sleep?
What?
Meow, meow.
Someone's not getting a Christmas card next year. And of course, all the guys who'd like to hang out in the chat, I always thank you guys for being here. It wouldn't be the same without you. You guys are what make this channel possible. And speaking of which, if you guys do want to help out the show, you can always become a patron. I have links below. And also there's my PayPal account and also my wish list, which you can make my dreams come true.
Put
Anyways,
the One Piece flag on there.
What's that?
Put the One Piece flag on your wish list.
I should. You know what? I really should. But, you know, nobody's going to get that for me. I'd probably pick it up.
I was going to do it, asshole. Put it on the list. I know one person.
Okay. Maybe I'll throw it on my list then. Anyway, thanks to everyone for hanging out with us. Love you guys. And until next time, guys, like I always say at the end of these things, whether it's the interview or the after party, I was thinking of coming up with a different one for the after party, but I like the
mock you. Hold on, I'll do it.
Were you? Right?
I was gonna mouth it as you said it.
I sound just like Neil. And remember, kids, like I always say at the end of these things, like the late great Christopher Hitchens once said, it's called faith because it's not knowledge. We'll see you guys next time.
I can't breathe.